I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The lyric scientist lab.
You didn't give them before, so.
Well, I thought I did a good job. I thought I did a good job. Well,
job-ish. Good job-ish.
Ish. But we are here, we are live, and we are going to have a good time. That's what I always like to tell myself before the show starts. That's what I tell Jared. He insults me vigorously, and we continue to move forward
Jesus
like adults.
Christ. Yap.
Yep. So what's going on, guys? Thanks for coming over. If you want, I don't know. We don't normally have two guests over, so we're gonna kind of pass the buck a little bit. All right. So here, Paul, we're gonna start with you. All right. If you can just tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are,
without giving anything away. RJ doesn't realize some people.
Yeah, obviously, don't say anything that's gonna either self-incriminate yourself. Ask me how I know. Or anything that is obviously overly too personal where you don't want the general public to know, basically the planet, because we're very popular.
Okay, so my name's Paul. I've been in the Navy since I got out of high school, pretty much.
Fuck yeah.
Minus 2 years,
So sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
It's okay. I don't mind being the Marine Corps' Uber.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
See, I said that to somebody the other day, and they got offended. They didn't get offended. It was a person who's not ever been in the military. And they were like, you tell people that? I'm like, yeah, we fuck with each other all the time.
That's tame. It's very tame.
Yeah, well, I call them chauffeurs.
That too.
I think that's a very appropriate word to use. Just in general, it's not like demoralizing, but it's classy. Chauffeur. Chauffeur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, but I've also in very small increments seen, I guess, people from different branches of the military insulting each other, and yeah, it's kind of rough, dude. Like vulgar, very vulgar.
But it's all out of love.
No, and I get that, but I do.
Look,
I understand.
For me, not so much.
Yeah, maybe you not so much.
Well,
but
Navy,
me,
I fuck with the Army. No, I don't really give them props. Fuck them.
Damn.
He's like, I'm not gonna say anything.
But I love you guys. I love the Marines. You're not very good at much, but what you do, you're great at. Now,
it's crazy. I tell them that all the time.
I don't know about that one. You guys are we're the jack of all trades, master of none. You guys just sail around the fucking waters and shit.
All I'm saying, Jared,
that
is
scares me.
If I was the commander in chief and I need something either dead, broken, or pregnant, I'm calling up the Marines.
Oh, that's how we roll.
Oh man, Jesus.
Outside of those three categories,
You gotta talk it to the mic.
outside of those three categories,
Hey, that's what we're there for. That's
Damn.
That's all we're there for. Like, and I don't think anybody would deny it.
and drawing penises on things.
I didn't do that. It
I was
depends.
gonna say Jared doesn't strike me to draw
usually
dicks.
grunts are the one. Like those are the. See, when they always talk about Marines eating crayons, it's not the people who have like actual good jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I should say, I don't want to say good jobs. It's usually grunts, infantry. They're the crown eaters.
Oh, shit.
Because it doesn't take much to walk around the desert or whatever terrain with a rifle on your back and shoot some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So they eat crowns.
Yeah, that's a running joke.
Oh, okay. All right. I like this.
Okay, now I know the whole concept of that now.
All right. Oh, well, I mean,
They just do dumb. I've seen infantry because where I was stationed at, there was like our barracks right across was infantry. I forgot what unit it was, but they were always doing some dumb shit.
yeah.
Like, I mean, Marines do dumb shit in general, but it's just you get a bunch of young kids, pretty much teenagers, with no time on their hand, money in their pocket, never been away from home. They're gonna do some wild shit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Having money in your pocket. Oh man, I can't wait for that day.
I mean, not that it was a lot of money, but it was
Yeah.
more money than they ever had.
Yeah. Well, this is true. This is true. Yeah, but you don't strike me as somebody that would draw dicks.
No.
You
For
know,
what?
I feel that exactly. I just didn't know that dick drawing was a thing.
It is.
It is.
You sound like you've drawn a couple.
I've
in your
never
day.
drawn. Well, I have drawn dicks, but not recently.
Apparently, you were doing it on pizzas.
I'm not drawing. I didn't put a dick in a pizza. Okay.
You sure about
That would have been funny though.
No,
that would have been the funniest one.
Well, one, it's probably gonna burn. Okay.
No, you don't. No, you
mean
draw it
draw-
in pepperoni.
Oh, and I could do that. You know what's crazy? I think I have done that. Now that I think about that,
See, what did I say? He's
don't know.
drawn dicks on.
it's like, hey, I got a crush. Here's like, hey, send her
But
a pizza, bro.
he's very subtle about it.
Yeah, there's
What?
no reason to not rib somebody over their food. They're gonna eat it anyway.
Yeah.
So here,
I like my pepperonis evenly distributed. Distributed. Either way.
Distribute this. Sorry, I was trying to sound like a fucking Russian warlord.
That was a very nice accent.
It's I practice a lot at
Don't
work.
fucking. I don't.
No,
If
see-
his shit sucks, he sucks.
No, it's all right. I practice a lot at work with my coworkers. They hate me. It's crazy. I'm like, hello there, Marcus. And then he's just like, go the fuck away, RJ. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I love it. No, but then we got Christina here. What do you do?
I work in retail.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, probably to the point where Paul questions like almost everything that I bring home now because.
Oh, do you get like discounts and all sorts of shit?
Yeah, I get like 30% off
Oh,
more than
see.
anybody else. But I like to do a lot of different crafts and stuff. So, that's like the whole point about working where I'm at.
Yeah.
And it's like heaven for me because Halloween stuff is already out.
Oh yeah, no.
Halloween stuff is already out. I already started buying stuff. Halloween's all year round in my house. So, I mean, if my dad wants to claim me being a witch, I might as well decorate everything where it looks like I'm a witch in the house.
Jared's not a big fall guy. That's he doesn't like the pumpkin spice lattes. Neither do I. I'm not.
It's hit and miss with me. I got to be in the mood
Yeah.
for a pumpkin spice.
It's got to be like the nice breezy day with your scarf and shit. where
Yeah,
you're just,
yeah.
like, doing that and shit.
I'll still drink a iced coffee before I will drink anything hot.
Okay, I got
So it's just the way I am because I go to Dunkin' Donuts before I go to work, so I get my little kiwi watermelon refresher, nice large one, so I have that throughout the day, and I'm good for the rest of the whole time while I'm at work.
Yeah, no, because my sister, she also kind of work. Yeah, I guess you want to call it. Yeah, it is retail, but she does hair and makeup and stuff. So she gets all the the big fucking discounts. So she's always bringing all sorts of shit that I don't understand home.
Yeah.
If you're selling products, that's retail.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You guess she's retail.
I don't know.
You were in retail when you sell pizzas.
Yeah, you're dealing with the public.
Yeah.
I will have to say though, it's actually
I
getting
don't
to
know. I almost feel like offended by that for some reason. I worked in retail as I sold pizzas.
Yep.
I will have to say that throughout the time that I've been working there for the past 3 years, I was a Lyft driver for about 6 years. So dealing with the public, and I don't know what it is, but ever since after the pandemic, I feel like people just like their common sense is just went literally
everybody
out the window.
Yeah, no, we talk about that quite a bit, and it's true. Like the world is,
And people got very sensitive literally after the pandemic too.
because we all
Some
thought we
people
were going to
do.
go outside and
Some,
die.
yeah.
And then they're like, "Hey, don't go out there. You're gonna kick the bucket."
Yep.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to do that, and where we were outside.
RJ's getting
Shoot, I was
roasted.
getting tattoos during the
Good.
pandemic.
You're getting well. Hey, good for you. See, the thing is I would get a tattoo. I just don't know what to get. Like
If you do, I highly suggest make sure you research a lot of the stuff and make sure it's something meaningful for you that you're not going to regret 10, 20 years later down the line. You know?
no,
I
and that's kind of where I was at. I haven't really looked into it. I'm not like super pressed to get one. I wouldn't mind. I would have to, like you
Soft
say.
ass.
I'm hitting
All right,
30
you know what?
tattoos
Me and you,
now,
we're
so.
getting tattoos together. We're getting the Mad Scientist Lab logo.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, yes, we are. I'm getting your face on my body. All right.
So is it good on your ass, RJ?
I was gonna say that, but I know Jared won't tattoo his
What's
ass like
happening
me.
right now?
Nothing.
Yeah, this is not fucking Jackass. I'm not doing no fucking
Oh,
tattooing
dude,
my
what,
dick.
diving into a ceiling fan as it's spinning, dude, off of a trampoline? Yeah, dude, those guys used to do some fucking crazy shit.
I'm saving up $1,000 for him so he could do a tap out session.
What is a tap out session? I'm not familiar with this lingo because I'm boring.
Hollywood, first of all, you ain't been in here in a minute. Second of all, Fuck off.
Is that Hollywood?
That's what the name says.
Hollywood.
So a tap out session is where you go in for tattoos, multiple, and the artist just gives you whatever tattoo you want, wherever you want, and it doesn't stop until you can't take the pain anymore and tap out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Do they now? Let me ask you: are they going to finish what they're currently doing on you, or do they stop immediately?
You tap out, they
Yeah,
stop.
you tap out. So technically, if they're in the middle of a piece and you're actually starting to like really, really get into that tense pain, and you're just like, oh, I can't, and they'll finish it and say, okay, we're not going to do the last whatever ones that you had.
Okay, all right.
So, I mean, I've been seeing like the last, I think 15 tattoos I got is by the same artist.
Is it a local guy or?
It's a local female.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Awesome,
it's a female.
Look at you being sexist and shit.
Who, me?
Oh no!
Yeah,
I
you.
don't-
Yeah, just very all the time.
I mean, my
It
last.
has to be a guy tattoo in your
Nah.
eye.
I mean, my first. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? The first 7 tattoos, from like 15 years ago, were done by one guy, and so he got in a car accident and his tattoo hand got damaged, so he couldn't tattoo no more.
Okay.
And then I came across another gentleman when I started working at a restaurant. He was tattooing for a while, and he did some of my tattoos after we got married. And then after that, I couldn't get a hold of him anymore. Came across this other young lady at Run the Mills, because originally the mall had a tattoo parlor in the mall. So you get tattooed in the mall. And I'm like, well, damn, people are walking past and
That
walking.
sounds like some Maryland shit.
Hey.
It kind of does.
Hey, could. No, that's I don't Run the Mills is not Baltimore.
It's before Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't have that accent like Baltimore. You.
So now, I know before the show started, you guys were talking about this. What is it called? Medieval times?
Medieval times.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is, what is this? I know what it is, but I guess for people out there listening and watching, did you see like the jousting and all that other shit? Okay.
The jousting. You actually,
well, no, when I think of like the medieval times, I think of that scene from The Cable Guy.
Yep,
dude,
that's how it was for us,
where
too.
he puts like the ham on his face and all, or the bacon on his face. And he's like,
no.
You've never been to one of these?
No.
Gosh.
Oh shit! What up, Epic? Thank you for the 10 gifted.
We're gonna have to just kidnap you and
Have a
take
good night.
you,
Yeah,
because it's
So where's this at? Is it in Maryland somewhere?
it's in Maryland.
Okay.
You know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a for your birthday in December and get a group and we all
Yeah,
go again.
I'd be
have
down
the
to
first
check
row
this out.
seat.
I thought you were going to say we're going to kidnap RJ.
That's technically kidnapping him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, dude. If I
You
get
know, it's like
deducted,
pay
they
for
get
his
me
ticket
back.
and
just
you have
like
no choice but to go.
Just
That's-
like the movie Old School, we pull up in a van.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's how my high school years were. My buddy had an Astro van. Just used to pull up in front of the house, get in, we're getting high. And I was like, no. No, I don't want to smoke the jazz cabbage. And, I ended up getting in I was always the guy that was like, we shouldn't be doing this, but we ended up doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is?
It's called peer pressure, sir.
Well, because you're weak. Because you can't say no when you know you shouldn't. Well, you know
I did
you
wanna
know
smoke
you
the
shouldn't
joint.
be doing it, but you did it anyway.
Well, I wasn't driving the van, sir, and I had no control of what was occurring. I did, and they were like, yeah, we're going to go here. And I was like,
What's that got to do with you not smoking? Just because you're in the van doesn't mean you have to partake just because somebody says.
You know what's crazy is for a long time, I actually resisted people that would smoke around me. For the longest time, I was just like any other, good student. I was like, I'm never doing drugs or any of that shit. And then, I don't know, it just kind of happened, and now we're here. And stuff.
I was the same way until I got diagnosed with lupus, and now I actually take the gummies or I vape the marijuana now, and it's actually comical for him because when I take those gummies and it starts hitting me, because I had this one thing where I bought the edibles one time.
Oh, yeah.
Because we had the dispensaries out there in Maryland now, and I got the edibles, and it was the snickerdoodles and the little cookies like that small. But
Kicked your
I
ass,
took,
right?
so I took a half because I didn't know what I was gonna do, and then all of a sudden I'm like, it's not hitting me. Then I went ahead and took the other half.
Yeah, that's how it
and
happens.
I slept for 3 days, and Paul's like, you okay?
Oh yeah, them shits will put you out. The edibles will put you out.
It put me out.
I
but
learned that
I was
the hard
feeling
way.
good.
No, I learned that the hard way. Well, I wouldn't say the hard way, but I did learn that. So one night, this was several years ago, came home, had a few drinks at the bar, maybe 3-4 beers, and come home and my sister's like, hey, I got these little gummy bears. Like this, a gummy bear. Right? She was like, oh, it's 100 milligrams. She was like, I'd cut it in half. And I was like, it's like, I've been doing this before you were born. All macho and shit.
That was your first ever edible?
No, but it's the first time I've taken one that small, and then I felt like I was floating down a river.
And
Yeah, that's how it
it's
feels.
the medical joints, man.
Dude, so she literally looked me dead in the face, and she was like, I need you to cut this in half. I was like, nah, don't worry about it. I was like, nothing. So I pop it. Maybe 20 minutes, maybe a half hour goes by. So I come home, I unwind, I turn the TV on, turn my Xbox on, I get a game going, and then it just hits me all at once, like a ton of fucking bricks.
That wouldn't have been 20 minutes. It would have been more
Was
like
this the
40
day
minutes.
I don't know if it hit me not too long after I ate it, so it could have been 40 minutes. I don't know, but I do remember vividly that I was playing and I just put my controller down. And they're like, hey, RJ, you're not moving. And I was like, yeah, I'm not moving at all, man. And I proceeded to feel like there was a river running through my head. Okay. I'm not even fucking making this up. And so I'm like, all right. So like I get up, I start doing the whole like hands on my table thing. It's like, all right, I don't want to fall over because I'm literally just stoned out of my fucking mind, right? And I lay on my bed and I proceed to start laughing hysterically for a good 15 minutes. Like literally just out of my mind. And then I just look at my door and I see kind of like my sister's silhouette in the door. She was like, I told you to cut it in half. I'm dead serious. I'm not. And then she just like closed my door. And then I don't remember anything after that. I woke up the next morning. I'm looking around, I still have like my work uniform on. I was like, what the fuck was that, dude? And I was like, I'm not doing that shit again. So if I do edibles, which is not very often, I get like 20 milligram ones, and then I'll take one, and then maybe another like a half hour later, and then that's kind of where I cap out, because it is, quote unquote, a good high. But if you have too much of it, you're like in the shadow realm. I know somebody that took 500 milligrams at once. Yeah,
that's nothing. I've heard people doing thousands.
Yeah,
what do you call them? The stars of death. Because in California, they've had. The shit has been legal for...
The stars of death.
It's called the Star of Death.
Oh, my God. I would never try something like that.
Yeah, they had a guy on social media that did like 1,000, and he was just doing random shit. And his parents and his girlfriend were looking at him like, what is wrong with you? Is everything okay? And it was...
Yeah, no, I am a very avid person in terms of like the medicinal use of, cannabis and marijuana. However, I also feel like there's a level of responsibility that comes with it as well. Like you can't just be
out there driving.
Driving is one, especially if you're off of something that powerful. I don't know how I would react to something like that. So that's why, dude, if 100 milligrams kind of kicked my ass, I can only imagine what something bigger would do. I had a friend who used to make
something bigger, huh?
Oh yeah, very big. Grande.
There's a stars of death right there.
Stars of death.
Oh shit!
Oh my God!
1,000 milligrams,
dude.
I don't think they sell that at the dispensary where I go to.
Probably not. This is a California thing.
Oh my God, dude, that shit looks. Oh, I see Joey Diaz down there at the bottom. So
he was the one that did it.
Oh yeah, so
he used to pop them shits like they were fucking gummies and shit, candies.
Yeah, fucking no, but it's just I had a friend that used to make edibles. Rice Krispie treats, just the Fruity Pebble ones, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I thought that gummy bear was potent. This shit was potent too. I mean, I took a little corner piece, just kind of like your snickerdoodle, and popped it one day, and I'm driving home, and I get to
this man. It continues to say he drives after he takes shit.
Driving home in somebody else's vehicle that I do not know.
Or riding home. So now you stole a car.
Oh, yeah. It was like when I was in front of Lucky's at one time, and there was like the same exact year, make, and model of my car parked 2 cars over from mine. So I get it. So I go out to the parking lot, and our good buddy, Mr. Motivated Moving Solutions.
Slide this way a little bit, and YouTube.
Let's get in the camera.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, that looks a lot better.
Yep.
We gotta have the people see us.
There we go.
Yeah, so our buddy Motivated Moving Solutions, he was asleep in his car, And I was just like, well, I don't want to wake him up. I was like, I'm going to go home. And then I get in a car that I think is mine. It's not. It's not my car. It's literally the same color, same make and model.
I think I remember that.
Dude, and I get in my car. The car was unlocked. Okay, so I get down, I sit down. There's like a teddy bear on the dashboard, and I was like, I don't remember getting this shit, you know. And I'm looking at everything else in the car. I was like, this isn't my fucking car, dude. So I'm starting to like, you know, get paranoid a little bit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So I look over, and my car's like literally 2 cars over. It was just so ironic. Door was unlocked, literally same year, make, model, color, everything. And thank God nobody saw me. Because I don't want whoever owned that vehicle to be like, oh, this motherfucker's stealing my vehicle.
Yeah.
Well, they probably were drunk inside anyway, so they wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what we did there a lot, all the time. But I do remember on the way to my destination, I felt like I was in Mario Kart. It was weird. Like my hands started like tingling, and I was like, oh man, here we go. You know, like it was just. I knew it.
Were you in Woodbridge at this time?
No, I was actually here, but this was a few years ago. This is like,
yeah, I think I remember, or maybe I just remember you telling the story.
oh, dude, that shit was.
What up? Did you pray?
I just thought it was hilarious. I'm so glad it happened when I was like around the corner from the house because I was just like, oh.
Hold on. Yeah, we did a Friday podcast because RJ doesn't know how to fucking read a calendar.
I do know how to read a calendar. I actually have one by my desk. All right. I just thought that you had to be somewhere tomorrow for the event on Sunday. That's the way.
Races are usually Sundays.
I
mean, I could go for the qualifying, but we're not going for qualifying. We're just going for the actual race, which is Sunday night, actually.
All right. Are you guys NASCAR people at all? Are you guys big race people? Jared's.
I'm not a NASCAR person. I just like going because I like motorsports.
Yeah.
If we had the time to, we probably would have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 kids. The oldest, well, technically 4, because the oldest is out in California. But
Nice.
so
to bring you a space rock
Yeah.
or whatever it's called, Stars of Death.
Yeah.
But you know the last one I've been to, I think I told Jared about it, was the one that they had out in Baltimore, but that was back in like 2011, 2011 time frame. I forgot what it was called, but they were racing around there.
It was
Racetrack.
It was NASCAR. I looked it up. It was NASCAR.
Was it? No, I don't think was it NASCAR?
Mhm.
No, they had the little pointy little ones that look like the ones in Formula One.
Oh no, it was IndyCar. Sorry.
Yeah, IndyCar. Yeah. But I got those tickets for free because I had a friend that was in the military that says, hey, I got these 2 tickets. We're not able to go. And I took a friend with mine. And then I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, But it was just kind of weird because it was in Baltimore and the roads out there are shit.
Yeah. People from Maryland can't drive. That's
but
I'm
not
originally
because
from
of the
Jersey,
drivers.
so yeah, I know.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to.
No,
For sure.
yeah, they usually. That's probably why they only had it the one time.
Mm.
They usually repave the part that they're going to use for the track.
Yeah,
Just
I noticed
for
that day there, yeah.
Like there was an issue because last year was the first year for Formula One at Vegas, and they had an issue in like practice runs where one of the cars like hit a manhole that wasn't welded properly, and it flew up, damaged the car.
Oh, damn.
And they had to shut the practice down until they got that fixed. And so
That sucks. I think the last time we were in Baltimore was what? I think when you did your AT for the Navy.
Yeah, Fleet Week.
Yeah, the Fleet Week where he had a drunken Scottish guy, sailor, and couldn't understand a damn word that was coming out of his mouth.
So what exactly is Fleet Week?
Okay, so Fleet Week is it's this like grand event where you have ships coming over from like U.S. Navy, British Navy was there, all like different allied navies will come in, all one place, and there's like parades and celebrations. It's basically like showing the
Party,
flag,
drinking.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Kind of
fucking
thing.
dope, dude.
Yeah.
No, that sounds cool, man. Just meeting people from across the like kind of the globe.
Being chased onto a ship with a knife.
Yeah, that
and
actually happened.
and with him being a cop.
You were being chased with a knife?
No. One crew member of, I'll tell the story here in a minute, but basically, my unit was tasked with providing security for some of the ships, imports, so that crew members didn't have to worry about that. It's basically a vacation for them. So we're standing watch one night, and I mean, we had just started this shift, and there's this like almost like a freighter behind us. It's like retrofitted to transport vehicles. So we just started, and then we hear like somebody running down the brow. He's like, he's got a knife, and like we're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So get like a statement from the guy, and there's someone else coming down the same brow, and he's like, that's a guy right there, and he runs off, and we talk to the guy, get his story. He's like, yeah, apparently the two fellas had some argument about something, and he actually brandished a knife and was like getting ready to like cut him or stab him or something.
Yeah,
And the weird thing is he was very, very calm about this. He's like, yeah, I did it. Here's a knife. It's like, he hands it to me. I'm like, he's like, here you go. You can keep it. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're gonna keep this, and I'm gonna get your information. And he went back onto the ship. The other guy, like, just ran out in town. I think he stayed out in a hotel or something.
Yeah.
And NCIS showed up.
I love the show, by the way.
I knew you were going to say something. I knew you were going to fucking say that.
I do.
Yeah. So the real NCIS shows up.
Thank you.
I was hoping to see Paul on CBS, dude. Yeah, I really was. I was like, another guy. What is it, DiCaprio meme where he's like pointing at the TV? Yeah, that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, sorry, no DiCaprio moment for RJ. Sorry.
That's all right. No, I don't think it'll ever happen, but that's okay.
Maybe someday. I don't know.
Someday. Yeah, but that is not currently.
But yeah, they show up and they get our, they take statements from us because they're starting to investigate, and we gave him the guy's name and told him where he went and where the other guy went. And handed him the knife. It's like, my buddy from my old unit was actually part of this investigating group.
Okay.
So he's like, he kind of pulled me aside. He's like, you did a good job. You did a good job there, but you probably should have kept that other guy, the suspect, here.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's police work.
Yeah.
Get a statement.
Yeah.
Freeze, motherfucker.
I mean, I succeeded in getting a statement and everything, and I had the weapon, but I just didn't have the guy.
Yeah.
That's okay. You his fingerprints had to be all over it, right?
Yeah.
You can't catch them all.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just let them walk away.
The good news is
Welcome to the United States government.
The good news is he didn't get very far. He was just on the ship behind us.
All right, well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah, man, you can't be chasing people after with weaponry.
That's not exactly what we do.
Yeah, no, it's not polite. It's not polite at all. But
especially when you're on a fixed post.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing. But I guess with your time in the Navy, you've obviously been out to sea and all that stuff. We've kind of, me and Jared have talked about it. Like, obviously, I'm never going to go to fucking space. I'd be scared shitless. One, I have to be launched from Earth with hundreds of thousands of gallons of fuel underneath
Got a
me.
mosquito going around your head.
It's all right. Don't worry. It's probably because I smell. And secondly, is like I don't know. It would just literally creep me out. It's like Jared's like, oh yeah, I'll go to fucking space. Yeah, that's
fucking crazy. Yeah. That's a life. Like, there's only been what I forgot the number. It's like
I don't know,
400 people or something in human history that have ever been into space. I don't even think it's that high.
No.
That it also includes Matthew McConaughey from Interstellar. By the way,
It does not. It does not include him because he hasn't actually done it.
You don't know that. Maybe
I do know that.
Well, maybe. But and then we talk about the ocean. Like I've been on boats before. Like I've never been on like a cruise or anything like that. But I've been out on some water. Not too far out.
This man hasn't done shit.
And I'm glad that the conscience in my mind is the voice of Jared Lee Comedy. Because whenever I make rash decisions in my life, I literally think of Jared's voice and what he would say to me. And then I proceed anyway.
I would say stop being a bitch.
And it's almost like he's here with me now. But regardless, what I was going to say is
681.
681 people have only been to space in human history. Mm-hmm. Less than 1,000. That is a pretty astronomical number.
Actually, it would be the opposite of astronomical.
It would be non-astronomical.
Yeah, astronomical means big.
I mean, it's big that only a little amount
you
of
know
people
what?
have been there.
I will applaud you. You are using your vocabulary, trying to use more vocabulary. But I will applaud you on that.
I used to read books.
Would you say it's minuscule?
Yeah, there we go. That's a good word, too. I
That's
like
probably
this.
the correct word to use.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I'm glad you guys came over because if not, he hits me. Sorry, I'm just joking. No, I'm not. I am. But regardless, going out deep into like the ocean, that is kind of what creeps me out. Like, what if you sink? Like, what if you what if you discover a fucking sea creature that just like jumps over your ship, like Free Willy or something?
Those
like
are
that?
called whales.
I know what whales are. Okay,
I've seen whales from a cruise ship around Hawaii.
that's pretty dope.
Pretty funny. It was cool. But I mean, it's kind
Did
of
you see
far.
it, like,
but you can see it.
blow the water.
Well, I
out
saw
of
it
its
like
hole.
jump. If you let me finish,
No, I'm listening.
it jumps out of the water, and then you kind of see it like go on its side. It wasn't like one of those big high breaches, but it was just brief second, and I was like, oh shit, there's a whale over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dope though. That's pretty dope. But I don't mind going out on a cruise, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know. I just worry about like hitting an iceberg or something. You know that ship. Yeah, I worry about shit like that.
Titanic.
Hell, fucking yeah. Dude. I don't know what's going on. Or haven't you seen The Perfect Storm with George Clooney? Well, they're
Yes,
also like
yep,
a little
yep.
fucking boat too. So, the giant waves coming. Yeah. So I just worry about the hurricane's currently going on.
Well, it's tropical storm. Well, actually, I think it's down to depression now. But there's these things called weather radars that the ships have to. They have shipping lanes that they go through, and they track all that. It's just like the weather for traffic, like you going to work.
It's like a roadway on the ocean.
Yeah.
Really? Well, actually, if you break it down like that, no. Maybe I did, but not really.
Mm.
I'm going to say no, just because I don't.
So yeah, they have like designated shipping lanes, like paths that they take.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just kind of like
You
free
don't-
ball it when you go out there?
You don't
Okay.
You don't
that-
just go willy nilly out there like, oh, we're just gonna plot a straight line from A to B. No.
Okay, all right. So that actually makes me a little more comfortable. And so these radars, do they read underneath the ocean, or is it something in
that
front
would
of
be
you?
sonar.
Sonar. Okay, all right.
So radar is tracks everything on the surface and in the air.
I like it.
No, that was an accident. No, I hit the wrong scene. That wasn't supposed to be a
But it worked.
funny thing.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah,
See when you're
Serendipity.
funny unintentionally.
that's why he hates watching he hated watching Battleship, because that movie he would pick apart that movie so
Oh, yeah.
bad. He was like, no, they're not supposed to do that, or no, this is wrong.
I mean,
And
it's also
I was like,
Well, see, but then you gotta kind of suspend your imagination a little bit.
yeah.
I've been watching on TikTok these pilots breaking down Top Gun Maverick, and for the most part, the movie's kind of spot on because they actually did a lot of that shit.
Yeah, they did.
But then they'll be like, "Well, no, he would never do that." I'm like, "Bro, it's a fucking movie. Relax."
You got to have some level of suspending of disbelief.
Towards the end, though, when they did that whole scene where the mountains with the snow and everything, that was actually in Washington State. So,
Really?
yeah, so they actually showed them coming off of a ship in California and going that way. But it was supposed to be like a double scene or something. Like half was leaving this area and half was leaving this boat. And I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. So I'm like, okay, pretty cool. But we saw that movie like 20 times because it was just so damn good.
No, it's a real good movie, and I've been to the movies twice in the last week, which is crazy. I saw Twisters on Sunday. I went out with my sister, went to the theater, went to an early show around 12 o'clock.
Discounted tickets.
Yeah, they were like $2 cheaper than what me and Jared bought the week before when we went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine. But got
Awesome
up there.
movie.
Oh yeah, dude, fucking loved it. And so get up there. I buy my overpriced beer. And you know what I wanted to do because I was smart? I was like, you know what? My sister doesn't drink, but I can only buy one at a time. I was like, I'm going to have my sister buy me a beer. All right. And I was like, yeah.
Wait, it's
all right.
only one at a time. I thought it was two at a time.
No, you're only allowed to buy one at a time.
One at a time.
When did they change that?
I don't know. I feel like that's always been the rule. I feel like every time that
it used to
in
be
recent-
two.
Which one?
Maybe it was. We just
was that
went-
Regal?
Yeah, we
Over-
just went to Kingstown. Yeah.
Okay, because we went to AMC near our house to see Deadpool Wolverine again, and it was they actually had the drinks, Deadpool and Wolverine drinks, and because they ran out of gin, which was the special Deadpool gin that they had. they decided to say, oh, well, we can substitute or something. I said, well, okay, let me do the Malibu rum. But the drinks were really good.
Malibu rum is actually pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's like a creeper type of alcohol, especially for me, you know, especially if I do my Malibu Bay Breeze or whatever like that. But it's just that we went in there, enjoyed those 2 drinks. He had the Wolverine drink because he's like, yeah, I'm more serious than you are sometimes. And he's like, you do the Deadpool
I would probably buy the Wolverine one too. I'm just saying because I'm a big fanboy when it comes to that. No, but so we go. So I'm like coaching my sister like in the lobby. I'm like, all right, I want you to go up. I was like, I want you to ask for a Lagunitas. All right, just because that's Jared's go-to. And they have Stella. And, you know.
What does your beer selection have to do with me?
Well, I felt like you. I wanted you with me in spirit. All right. I did.
What's wrong with this guy?
But anyway, so I'm like coaching her up in the lobby. I'm like, all right. I was like, I need you to just ask for Lagunitas. Show them your ID. And I was like, just open it, take a sip out of it like you like it. You don't even have to do all that. But just go ahead and grab it.
Just walk away with it.
Yeah. Well,
actually, they don't even make you open it.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? You're right.
Unless they do those mixed drinks, then they just hand it to you.
So we get up to the counter. Obviously, it's not overly busy in there. It's like 12 in the afternoon. And my sister goes up and she's like, yeah, can I get a, and I'm like, oh shit, she's already forgot. She doesn't know how to pronounce this word because I can barely say it.
She freaked out.
Oh yeah. And then I was like, here. I was like, you want a Bud Light? And I was just trying to not buy the same thing because I didn't want it to be suspicious because I was making it suspicious. So.
Dude, you literally bought the same beer as me when we went last time.
I know, but you was buying.
You overthought that whole situation.
Don't worry. So I ended up getting 2 beers. All right.
Task was done.
Yeah. So she got her Bud Light, because, and then I was like, yeah, let me get a Lagunitas because I felt like if we asked for the same thing, it would have been suspicious. I don't know, but regardless. So get in the theater, sit down, and I actually really did like the Twisters movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Paid a lot of small Easter eggs in there from the original. So I encourage everybody to check it out.
I mean, they did make that movie a little bit more on the violent side, like literally watching the guy who played in Top Gun Maverick that played Hangman.
Yeah.
Driving into the tornado and just drills into the ground so that he can bolt the truck in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And then he shots off fireworks and I'm
all
like,
that stuff, yeah.
What?
So, I will say the one thing that I did take away from the movie, and I think Jared would appreciate this because he's really big into practical effects. The first film is made mostly of practical effects, obviously with a little bit of the CGI back then with the tornadoes. This obviously is more CGI influence with the way these tornadoes are being filmed and the path of destruction and stuff. So I thought it was cool seeing some of that. The one scene I thought. And I'm not trying. It's in the trailer.
I know how Hollywood. I know. Keep going.
Is he telling me how great we are?
No, he's saying spoiler alert.
No, don't worry.
He hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, nor have I. But I'm gonna let y'all keep going. Go ahead.
I will. I mean, we're not giving away any plot twists. Right? Like this is just like literally like 20 seconds out of the movie. And then what I'm about to tell you is in the trailer, so that you're not missing anything. There's just a scene where there's
what Jared says. Trailers are shit.
Trash.
I stopped watching trailers.
Well, and that is, to his credit, I can kind of agree with him because
they're giving away too much.
Yeah, they give away too much, and I 100% agree with that.
And I have a theory on why that is. I think what's happening because it's hard enough to get people to go to the fucking box office anyway.
Yeah.
So they got to be like, we got to show the best fucking shit of this movie, and then now you're just giving away the trick. Like, it's not a magic trick anymore. It's like you telling me how you did the trick.
But you know what really made me mad, though, is when we kind of saw the trailer for Nun 2, and we were expecting the nun to reach out for the girl that was, hiding behind that vent. But it turns out it was the teacher that was being thrown at her. And I was like, that was not what was in the trailer that they showed us in the previews when we went to a movie before that. And I'm like, now, how are you going to bait us like that?
They do reshoot stuff like after the trailer is, or they may re-edit it to another take. So that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
No, but when we went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine, and even when I went to see Twisters, when I was younger, seeing previews was like a big deal. Like, it's like, oh man, what's coming out? Now, they're
much.
online. The moment they drop, it's on Facebook or Instagram or X or Twitter. Whatever you want to call it.
And people already have access to it somehow, and they're fucking talking about it. It's like,
yeah. So it really ruins
spoils
the
it for you.
yeah. Well, it ruins the magic of it because I was telling my sister, and she knows this too. The theater we went to, and Jared knows this, like, years ago, baby, when I was in high school and even a few years afterwards, was a very busy place on a Friday, Saturday, always packed, lines kind of to the door, you had to wait forever. I like the packed movie experience.
there was also better movies at that time.
Yeah.
Well, I think, that's actually really good now that I think about it. I think the two movies that I've seen in the last week are something that are pure fandom for myself.
I only go to the theater for something that I know is either I'm really interested in or I know it's going to be good. Like, I'm worried about Gladiator 2. Like, I kind of want to see it in the theater, but I'm a little worried about it.
I don't know. Paul's got a look on his face. Paul, tell us how you feel.
He's not happy.
I don't think
Just say how you feel, man.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be that good.
I mean, we're probably because since I have the AMC A list, so I get 3 free tickets a week. So it's worth paying that $25 a month, especially if you like watching that amount of movies. Especially now that the movies are starting to come out a little bit better.
Well, they had the writer's strike.
Yeah,
and
the
then
writer's strike and all that,
stuff.
and then you had the actors and the actress strike and everything. And now that all that's been subsided, now all these movies are starting to finally look like it could be good. And it's like, do I really want to spend my money on that? And I just told myself, you know what? Let's go just to see it. And then we will have our opinion afterwards and be like, is it worth it? Let our friends know, hey, if you want to spend your money on it, go ahead. But we're just going to give you a warning. Don't.
But hey, shit, man, you're spending $25 a month. I spent fucking $40 buying 2 tickets and 2 beers.
It's worth it because with the AMC A list with that membership, because all the people that we go with to the movies now, and me and Paul actually agree with this, but the group of people we hang out with, no drama. We're actually having a good time. We're actually relaxing, watching the movies, and we could talk about it afterwards. And all of us have the A-list. Well, Paul, he used to have his, but then I just pay for his ticket because I get the points.
Yeah.
And you rack up like all these points where you could get $5 vouchers and stuff, and you can use it towards the concession. And the concessions are expensive as hell now.
Yeah, no, I paid $12 for a beer. Not that that's anything new in the area.
We paid $38 just for 2 drinks.
Oh my god, dude.
$38. $38,
Dude,
but
that makes me feel like I need to sneak a 40 into the movie theater.
I used to do it all the time.
Yeah,
Well,
you know what's crazy? I did it too. I went to go see Max Payne with Mark Wahlberg, and just because
we know who is in the movie.
just get yourself an over-the-shoulder bag like me and Paul normally does. Go to Five Below, get yourself a couple little snacks, just stuff them in there a little bit. Go to the liquor store, what you want, put a little bit of beer in there, sneak in there. They don't check your bags.
I don't take bags.
Yeah.
I used to do this was like I don't know, say mid 2000s. What's that noise?
that was me cracking my knuckles.
No, I heard
Someone's
vibration.
phone buzzing.
That might be.
I feel like my fingers are falling off, Jerry.
I would wear like this, like wearing kind of baggy jeans at the time, whatever time period this was. Time period.
Time period. Hello,
I think
Smith.
we're all about around that.
Remember back in the day?
Yeah.
He's the youngest here for sure.
I am a man.
But no, you're not. But I used to drink. At this time, I was drinking Still Reserve because Still Reserve was
Oh, dude,
cheap.
my favorite 40, dude.
It was
My favorite 40.
after years of drinking that shit. Trust me,
It's
it was a bad decision.
well, dude, a fucking.
But like I would
malt-
take.
Oh my god!
Shut
go
the
ahead.
fuck up.
I'm listening.
Shit. So I would fucking take 211 Still Reserves and put them in my pockets and just walk in like that. And I mean, it looked like I was a little chubby around the waist, but
Yeah, thick thighs
worked.
and pretty eyes.
Yeah, there you go. Fucking Jared's over there like, what the fuck? No, but I've done that too. And what I would do is I would see. Did you have the bottles or the cans?
I just said tall boy. See,
the
if you
tall
weren't
boys.
talking while I was talking, you would have heard it.
I'm listening. But regardless, so what I did is I actually took the fucking bottle, all right? Because, I don't know, that's what we were able to get. And what I would do, same thing as Jared.
So you didn't have the foresight that maybe if you drop that bottle and someone hears the glass breaking that there was going to be an issue?
I didn't really think that far ahead. I was young and stupid. And I'm sneaking alcohol into
You
a
still
theater.
have that issue. You don't think far enough ahead. Just saying.
I can see the future. I'm like Charles Xavier.
You can
up
see
in
it,
that
but
scientist lab.
you're obviously
I can move
blind to
everything
it.
but my legs. Okay. Anyway.
Actually, that's kind of true.
Isn't it fucking crazy? Charles Xavier can move anything with his mind but his fucking legs.
That is insane.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
But the person who played his sister in that movie, well, has anyone?
She's a beast ass actress.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if
the
you
skull
saw,
fucking
but
thing.
yeah, but I don't know if you knew the one fact about her fingers. People thought those were her real fingers. They're not her real fingers. They're prosthetic fingers. They made them longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just really creepy. Like me and Paul would get like it just felt like she was mind fucking you
Well,
when she put her
that's-
fingers through your head like that. And it was like,
Well, I mean, it was a good movie, and it has like I think the biggest R-rated domestic box opening or something of that
And
nature.
maybe in some years.
Yeah, or just something. I mean, I don't know if you want to look it up at all.
I mean, if anyone hasn't really watched it yet, but I will have to say is that I kind of liked what the whole entrance was when they were in that little cave when he wakes up and he's like Thor,
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, if you saw the new Rockstars, they do a recap of a lot of this stuff, and they pointed that out because he did it like twice, and I forgot what they said, but they said there may be a connection with him later on with the Avengers, and Thor or whatever.
Yeah, because he was asking, why is he crying?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's like the one question we didn't get answered throughout the whole movie. Like, if you think about it.
Yeah, because he kept asking. He's like, why is he?
And it was Deadpool that was in his arms, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and apparently, according to Ryan Reynolds, he doesn't know, quote unquote, if he's going to return as Deadpool. I feel like if he returns, I feel like he should kind of be like the new Stan Lee, like just making like a cameo, and that just being it. Or maybe I would like for
That's
him
a
to
little
have,
bit far.
Well, I'm not calling
Stan
him-
Lee was a staple because he created the shit.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
I just meant in the sense of just like a cameo in like every film, like a small one, just because of him being able to break the fourth wall and all that other stuff. So I think that would be cool, but I know I would like to see another movie with him in it because I thought we both thought the movie was awesome.
I mean, the whole entrance, in the beginning when it first started off, that just had me rolling throughout the whole time. But we noticed the difference when we went with our group that we go with, with Samantha, Dan, Jaguar. I don't know if you met him or not, but we went to the first time of the second day that it opened that Saturday night, and we noticed a difference with that crowd where it was more where we understood the Marvel concept and all the characters when all the characters that we saw that were coming out, and we're like, yeah, we were all clapping and everything. But then when we went to go see it that following weekend at a different theater, and you hearing these young kids just sitting there like, you're not, wait a minute, you don't know who these people are? Why are you even here?
Yeah, so it does have a little bit of, you do have to be kind of involved with the movies for the last 20 years, really.
Yeah. In their defense, because they're younger, they may not have been exposed to like, let's say,
I blame the parents.
Daredevil and Elektra. Like they definitely would not have seen that because first of all, that movie didn't do well anyway. So nobody's gonna fuck. I wouldn't suggest somebody to go see Daredevil with Ben Affleck when the Daredevil that's on the TV series is way better. So like I could get that. Same thing with Blade. Those are old ass movies.
They're talking about bringing a third one out with him now. He actually talked
That's
about
what
it.
Ryan Reynolds wants to do.
Yeah.
He wants to. No, it would be a fourth one.
Yeah.
That was funny though. He's like, I thought you were retired. He says, retarded.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna tell you, like throughout.
I'm glad
the
they
whole
use that word because
Yeah.
people need to stop fucking shying away from that word.
Yeah,
There's nothing
they need
wrong
to.
with it.
No.
It means literally what it is. It's not I'm not making fun of people who have disabilities.
you make fun of me.
But if a person, well, that's because you're retarded. So all I'm saying that retarded means or the R word or whatever the fuck, because I know fucking YouTube will be
Or a soft head.
that's kind of far.
Well, they keep on changing the definition of the
Well,
word.
no. The definition of the word to retard something is. I knew he was gonna laugh.
I'm sorry. I'm
Such a fucking child. To retard something means to slow it down.
slowing down.
So if you know anything about cars, this guy. If you know anything about cars, there's this thing called timing, like your ignition timing or whatever, and you can retard the timing to adjust for power levels and like just to make shit burn better. So it just means slower, and RJ is slower, so that's why he's retarded.
But I saw what they kind of did there.
Make your day.
Yeah.
So when I first came in, I was an engineer.
Yeah.
And one of the things we learned about was steam plants.
All right.
So because sometimes a ship has steam on board for different purposes like heating and all that. In the steam system, there's a component known as the retard chamber. True story.
And what does it do? What does it do?
It converts steam back into water, like from gas to liquid.
I wonder why they would call it the retard chamber, though.
That is a good question.
I don't know why, but they do.
Yeah.
I would say we should make that the name of this episode.
retard
I
chamber.
don't think we could do that.
Nah, I know.
Because you got that cancel culture that's out there, and I will have to say that, I'm not going to say the word, but I didn't raise my children to be a part of that cancel culture. They says we don't want to be a part of that. We don't want to be a part of the Tide Pod eating
that was a thing.
generation.
That was
because technically that's what they are. And we were talking about that, like, why are you going to look at a Tide Pod and think that it's something to eat?
Well,
I still want to question that a little bit because our generation, we had our parents like, don't touch that.
Yeah, we had
Don't eat
stickers
that.
that say poison. Yeah, they had the little green stick. Let me pull that sticker.
yeah, pull up. Jared pulls up the sticker.
Do not touch.
But it's the movie was just so good, and I will have to laugh about the whole situation with them being in the Odyssey and how Deadpool was mummified in the in the seat after they fought each other after they fought
seat belts around him and
everything
everything.
after they fought each other. But did you realize that his wife was in there?
Yeah, she was Lady Deadpool.
Lady Deadpool, and then the kid pool was his daughter.
And
the baby was their baby.
Yeah.
The one that she just, had the baby. And I'm like, see, this is what Hollywood does. You're able to, after having 4 kids, I think she had 4 kids or whatever, where, you just look like that,
Yeah.
It took me, I got sick and then I started just losing the weight because that's one of the things about lupus tends to do. It makes you really sick where you start losing the weight. He was worried for a bit. It took 15 years for them to find out exactly what was wrong with me.
Yeah.
I had to have something go wrong with my liver for me to go to an oncologist to do 19 tubes of blood. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Do not go and drink after you get that amount of blood taken out of you because you will feel it. You will feel it. I went to go...
that is interesting.
Went to go hang out with a friend of mine later on that evening out in the Pentagon City area. I had a glass of wine, and then I had a Ace pineapple, and I started feeling it. And my friend goes, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And I'm getting into my SUV, and turns out he actually followed me all the way back to my apartment that we lived at out in Maryland. And then he honks his horn once I parked and texts me and says, "I'll let you know when I'm home." And I'm like, "You follow me all the way home, and you live all the way out in Stafford.
Yeah.
Are you crazy?"
Hell no. No, he's crazy.
Yeah, that
But me and him have been friends for 9 years.
I'd be like,
And
hope you get there.
yeah, like
Peace, homie.
yeah, but
they're kind of crooked, like.
We're cool, but
yeah, he
not a 3-hour drive cool.
But he was concerned, because that's 19 tubes of blood they're taking out of you.
Yeah, no, I think it's crazy.
That's
for you to
literally
go.
half of
I
your
would want to
pint-
lay
yeah.
down after.
Oh wait, I thought you were saying you were feeling it when they put new blood in.
No, they don't put new blood in. They're taking blood.
Oh yeah, well no shit, you're gonna feel
because
it.
they had to test everything. So right now they're keeping an eye on my kidneys. They're keeping an eye on my liver. Because lupus attacks everything in my body. So it's not only am I dealing with lupus, but I'm dealing with Sjogren's as well. And that's 2 autoimmune diseases, like literally attacking each other. And
let me ask you something. I don't know the science behind it, but I've heard, not to sound like Joe Rogan or anything, but I've heard that people who have autoimmune diseases, if they go on the carnivore diet, they feel like it helps tremendously.
I heard of it. My oncologist did recommend it, but I just have that ability now where I just don't feel like eating that much. It concerns him sometimes because I can go a whole day without eating. And he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." He says, "Did you eat?" I'm like, "No." And he tries to get me to eat, and I'm only like halfway through my sandwich, and I'm like, "Hey," and I'll pass it over to him, like, "Here, you can have it." And he's like, "That's all you could eat?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's it."
Yeah, well, when you fast or even if you're like lack of your stomach is going to shrink over time, and initially the first couple meals, whether it's the first few days or week or whatever it is, they will be a little difficult to put down, like the whole plate, so to speak. And that's like
Well, you don't have to put the whole plate down. That's a dumbass American fucking shit just to make people.
But she'll be
spend more money.
She'll be full off after like 4 bites of a sandwich.
Yeah, like literally.
Like, how are you full?
But it was to because last year I was like 198 pounds, and I'm down to 136 pounds after that, and it's to the point where I'm swimming in a medium now. I could wear a size 6. I could wear a small now. I'm passing off all my clothes to my 16-year-old because
But the fasting could be helping the other issues.
Mm-hmm. It does. It kind of helps out a little bit where I'm not as fatigued. I do have medication that is keeping it under control now. But when I do have a really bad flare-up, I'll be in bed for like a week. You need help?
He wish he was fucking goddamn the acolyte right now.
I am the acolyte.
But yeah,
I am the doctor.
But I think
you're
with
a black
me,
woman now, huh?
I was gonna say Xavier.
Yeah. I can move everything but my legs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be Magneto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just couldn't think of Magneto quick enough. That's why I said the acolyte. I was just like, fucking.
Dude, Magneto's a bad motherfucker, dude. Yeah, dude. I love
Shoot,
Magneto.
Gamblet was when they finally showed him in there. That was actually pretty good.
The only thing that me and Jared were concerned about was the size of his head.
Yes, that was. I was like, wait a minute. I know
got a giant
Tatum's head
head.
is not
Yeah.
that big. What did they do?
And why? So first of all, you're gonna give us Gambit live action again, and
That was so fucking
after
cool.
we just watched fucking X-Men 97, like obviously he has a more slender head than that.
Yep, he
Yeah.
did. Like
That motherfucker looked like he had been fucking
He looked like Kang. dude.
puffing
You know,
on
like-
helium and shit.
Hi, Jared.
Just inhaling the balloon. Dude, we should do that one day. Inhale balloons before
No,
we
we
do the
should.
show.
That's
I'm
the
going to
dumbest
inhale a
idea.
balloon next week.
But yeah.
Please, I dare you do it. I bet you won't do it because you won't even remember.
Here, hold on.
Oh my god, he's gonna write it down.
Hey, Siri, text mom.
Oh my god, this is what I have to deal with, y'all.
We need balloons.
You need helium too.
Relax. I'll inhale it. I'll
This coming tomorrow, we're actually gonna go see. Because this is why I don't like me and Jerry were agreeing about. When we were talking about it when we do our stand ups and stuff. Like how trailers just suck. We didn't know nothing about this one movie, Cuckoo, that is coming out. So when I talk about it to people at work, they're like, "What is that?" I said, "Oh, it's if you want to just go and see it, just go see it. I'm not going to give you the hints of everything, but the only way we knew about it is because of the trailer being shown in the theater, and we're like, okay, that looks pretty good. Trap is good too.
Yeah.
Trap is pretty good. If you haven't seen that one,
That's the M. Night Shyamalan movie, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Shamalama ding dong.
Yeah, that was
it
good.
South Park
So
where he was like Shyamalan. Yeah.
Was that South Park? That was in something else.
Yeah, no,
Shamalama ding dong.
They
That was a movie.
They had this it was probably parodied to a degree in multiple things, but there's this 2-part episode of South Park. This was back like when Lord of the Rings originally came out.
Yep.
And
About
they
to
had
get
all
to-
these all
Please
these,
tell me you've seen the new ones on Paramount Plus. If not,
Oh, the Rings of Power.
no, I don't think
new
the Rings
South
of-
Park.
The new
Oh,
South Park
the
on
new
on
thing. No.
Paramount Plus.
No, I actually haven't watched it in a while. To be honest with you.
Because I will pass on my Paramount Plus information to you so you can just watch it, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's some stuff. They even talk about the weight loss shot, Osepic.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because I remember maybe a month and a half. What has it been, like 2 months or so since they started talking about this?
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's obviously going to be big for people who are overweight and stuff. Is this shit, like, is it healthy? Like, it doesn't seem healthy to me.
No,
It doesn't just
because it
seem
makes
natural.
it harder for people. Like with me, like I'm borderline diabetic because of everything I'm going through with my lupus. It's harder for me to get my medication to me to control my sugar.
Okay.
So it's like you got people who are abusing this. There's some people out there that are really abusing the shots and just saying, "Oh, well, I just want it," and they're paying out of pocket, and it's expensive.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Hollywood, man.
But I mean, I will have to say, they brought it up in one of the other episodes. That was actually kind of funny. They actually talked about that what's that drink called? They call it Cred on South Park, but it's like Prime or whatever you hear.
Yeah.
And then they also talk about OnlyFans. So it was kind of funny watching Randy trying to compete with his wife on the whole situation. He literally doing a podcast like how we're doing, but he's sitting there with no pants on and his shit hanging out.
Yeah.
So it's like,
dude, I'll never forget when he purposefully got. He purposefully.
Jared's got the idea.
Some way to get these numbers up. Goddamn.
You know what? It may work.
Mhm.
It may work.
We're
They
not
do
gonna
say
wear
that
pants.
sex sells.
We're not gonna wear pants.
Only on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our OnlyFans coming soon, ladies and gentlemen.
And next weekend, like I said, we're gonna go see Alien. There's another movie that's coming out, which the tickets are not available just yet, but it's called Afraid, where it's the AI taking over the house and everything. Like
Oh,
that.
you know what's crazy? I think I did
You
see
should
that
be
trailer.
afraid.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what's gonna happen.
Because
Yeah,
AI
pretty
is,
much.
AI is fucking crazy, dude.
It's
Like-
taking over a lot.
Like, I don't want Paul to wake up in the morning and be like, "Good morning, Paul." That kind of thing. And there's like,
Yeah,
do you like your buttered toast? Or
One of the
or
guys at my gym is like, he just got a Tesla, and I keep giving him shit for it because, first of all,
do you call them names, Jared?
yeah, I call him gay boy.
Gay boy. What's up,
um,
gay boy?
I was like, I forgot what I called this car the other day. I was like, I don't know what. Anyway, goddamn it, RJ.
Sorry.
Never mind, it's gone now.
I didn't mean to.
Well, you did it.
I did.
Anyway,
And then Beetlejuice tickets, like I said, if you do the AMC A-list, the tickets are already on sale. Literally. But the group, like Dan, we noticed that Dan was in your show two weeks ago.
Yeah. Dan comes over. He's been over
2 weeks
maybe
ago.
Yeah.
A month ago.
It's been really cool.
He's
Like
been
I'm
over
saying, if
maybe-
you come and start hanging, like just do the movie groups with us or something like that. Like we notice, like when you start hanging around people that are interested in a lot of stuff that you're interested in, don't want to be around the drama and all that stuff.
Yeah. We don't do that
And
anymore.
I was telling Paul, I said, it is kind of sad that, Lucky shut down the way that it did. But then I also told him, I said, there was a lot of young people that just constantly were getting annoying. And it was like,
well, that's anywhere where there's alcohol.
Yeah, and that's
well,
something.
even without alcohol, I mean, I just feel like some of the young people were not making the correct decisions on certain things that they were doing. So with the people we've been hanging out with, like when we went to Medieval Times last night, it was me, Paul, Samantha, Samantha's friend that lives in the area of around that area in Baltimore, and Dan. And, we had our group picture done. And I will have to say, it is expensive, but when you sign up for birthday emails, you get that birthday code, and it kind of knocks down the price a little bit. So it was like $400 for the 6 of us total.
I mean, I would say honestly, with
It's
the
worth
way,
it.
with the way pricing is on everything nowadays, that does seem pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
6 people,
And then you're getting front row seats.
You get a seat. I mean, I'm assuming this is food and everything included.
Yeah, so everything's
Okay.
included. So you literally have where we paid $27 extra to be in the front row. So you're actually
That's
part of
not
the you're
bad.
part of the king and queen's court.
Oh,
Yeah, so you get front row. You can see
Nightmare.
everything. Yeah. Paul paid for me to be knighted last night.
That's
So you're
fucking
actually
awesome.
really
Hell
getting
yeah.
the sword
Fist
being,
bump.
you know,
Hell
yeah,
Fuck
that was pretty cool. To celebrate like a belated birthday for me. And
Well, happy belated birthday.
thank you.
It wasn't like a month ago, was it?
It was last month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was a month ago. Oh, shit.
It was last month.
A few weeks ago.
That's a good question. How long before the belated part is like?
That's what I want to know.
Well, I always look at it as like maybe a day, maybe two after.
First
that,
of all,
you're-
don't tell me belated the day after my birthday. Like, just it's still technically kind of my birthday.
Yeah.
Because you're still feeling it because you was
Well,
out swinging
yeah.
from a chandelier.
I mean, I guess
That's
what
you.
kind of like with, I mean,
Yes.
if Jared would agree with it, maybe with like our generation, we kind of like celebrate for the whole week or just as long as we want to, just because you still get free stuff. You still kind of get discounts and stuff for your month. So the code that I had, it still worked for this month, for August. And not only we got knighted and everything, I mean, oh my gosh, it was hilarious watching Samantha going like, you know, she was getting into it. I mean, I was getting into it too. You're watching the horses, you know, they're riding their real horses and stuff. They're actually assigned to the knights. They actually get to keep their horses and stuff. And you have,
There's a falcon show.
yeah, there's a falcon, you know, there's a girl that comes out with the falcon that she trains.
I'd be worried
You
about
got-
that falcon eating my chicken.
Yeah.
No, it's trained. They tell you not to move.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Oh
Take a
man,
bow
that
and
chicken
arrow.
was good though. You're getting a pretty decent sized chicken. That chicken's
You
like,
a Cornish hen?
Oh,
Si.
that reminds me. I have something for Jared. I have to get up. Hold on. You're not. Hold on. I
You don't have to do this right now.
No. I've got something for you. Something really cool. I promise.
my God.
Hold on.
yeah.
Hold
So
on.
it's like
That
you
just
know,
reminded me.
chicken. You know, you
Hold
got the potato,
So glad you
the
said that.
corn, and all that. But it was interesting
go
because
sneaking off.
you know, we were all cheering on our knight and everything, and all of a sudden, you know, our knight for our section, he wins, and he hops off his horse, and he's walking up the steps, and then here comes the queen, and then all of a sudden they're walking up, and here's the light coming, and it stops on me, and I'm like, well, shit, okay, and I get crowned and get a sash from the
And then she said,
the knight.
Follow me at Christina Funny.
Yep. No, I didn't do that. But
I would have done that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking marketing all day. Shameless marketing.
Marketing plug.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it was great. But the knight actually explained to us at the end of the night, though, that not the same knight is winning every show. They have like a whiteboard in the back, and it's randomly selected.
Oh, RJ would like this because it sounds like wrestling.
You know, I used to watch wrestling, but I don't watch it anymore.
You shouldn't. You really shouldn't.
No,
And
I
think-
rather.
And to be honest, and I'll say this, I think adults who watch wrestling are fucking just as bad as Disney adults.
It's not the same anymore.
No, it's not.
It's
And-
not. It
and
turns into a
Disney-
soap opera.
Just
now.
like Disney's not the same anymore. Like
No.
no.
people who are Disney adults, I'm convinced that people who like shit that are for kids as an adult, not gonna go the way everybody's thinking, but I think they just had a fucking traumatic childhood,
Mm-hmm.
and they trying to get that feeling back, like the feeling that they never got.
Or they just had shitty parents that just,
Same thing.
yeah, you know,
that
just,
creates trauma.
but, you know, I guess throughout the time of, you know, with my kids and all, they actually understand, you know, like, okay, when they come and ask me and dad for something, and we're like, well, you got to wait. And they wait.
Yeah,
They wait until, you know, either their birthday, Christmas, or
That's-
whenever they get a chance.
that's not what I'm saying about trauma. What the fuck is this?
What is that?
Bro, first of all, if that's what I think it is, we can't put that
that
on fucking camera.
Is that a bulb?
Let him open it. Don't, so I can fucking tell him how much he doesn't know what he's doing right now.
He's over here rubbing his hands, all excited and stuff.
If for people, keep going. If for people viewing, RJ had brought some bag that's camouflage. Why he bought camouflage, I fucking don't know. He ain't that hardcore, and he's got a And he's got alcohol in his hand.
Just opened another White Claw.
Like, what the fuck? Okay, keep going. Wait, did you bring me one? Oh, thank you. You fucking maybe yeah. Okay, that's the only thing I care about at this moment.
Do you want to drink a White Claw?
Sure,
White Claw, Paul?
Sure, I'll do a White Claw.
What?
He's got to get
So I
another
got
one.
this.
Here, you take this one.
You sure?
So I got
Yeah.
this.
This is yours.
No,
Got
no,
this
no.
a couple days ago. This.
Oh my God, jeez, it doesn't. Look, G-Man, yeah, you got it. Yep. He's overcompensating with the camouflage, which is fucking.
This.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
what? Wait. Why did you get this? It's a bow, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, we may be able to put that on, but I don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Jared, that's like the.
My great uncle Gino.
Oh,
This is
nice.
his hunting bow.
So he
Oh,
said
sweet.
he said it borrowed. Huh? What?
So my great aunt, he passed away last year. She gave it to me
Okay,
as a gift.
coming back over here now.
All right.
Man, archery is the best.
So
Is the
only reason
best.
I thought it was super cool.
Now you know what you have to do, right? You got to find a place where you can actually shoot it.
There's some places in Virginia, and I know in Maryland there's a couple like out towards the Frederick area, like Mount Airy and all that.
And the best ones are the outdoor ones. But anyway,
Yes,
so yeah,
yes.
so while he go gets another White Claw, it's a bow that he said it belonged to his
Great
Great
aunt.
uncle.
great uncle. Okay.
Oh, I thought he said great aunt.
No, his great aunt gifted it to him.
Oh, okay.
Now see, that's what that police training did. Like you were able to catch details and shit.
I had a feeling just by the shape of the bag that it was a bow.
For some reason, I don't know why I was thinking. I was like, this motherfucker done bought some goddamn BB like a BB gun. But that's cool too. I think I think we were talking about it because I want to learn how to hunt.
Yeah, I remember that from I think it
It was
was.
last week, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, that's cool, man. So wait, so what's in the brown box? Keep coming.
Whoa, I don't know.
Just tell me what's in there. I don't have to see them right now.
They're arrows
Okay, so you got arrows
and a bow.
and a bow.
Bow and arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever shot you ever done archery before?
Once when I was like
I-
fucking 12.
Shoot, that's one thing I kind of missed about high school is that my
They
high
don't.
school we
I don't
actually
even know
had-
if they do that anymore.
my high school did it.
Mine did.
Yeah,
Well,
mine
Hayfield
did it.
did when I remember setting the targets up for PE.
Yep.
They put the bows out and
Yeah,
they
and
had
you get the little, the stuff for your hands. You get the guard for your arm. Oh, we had those.
We
and
didn't
we
get
literally
none of that
just
shit. Well, I mean, the bows that we had were shitty. They were just like these plastic.
Oh no, ours was
bows.
real.
No, we had plastic, and then you still could do the same job.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just so you got the idea of what it is. If you want to do it for real, then you got to go buy the shit, or
Yeah.
your parents have to buy it.
No,
Well-
I just thought it was real cool because we were kind of talking about it maybe a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And then my mom got home from Pittsburgh and she said, "Hey, I got something for you." And she showed it to me and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome." I was
Now
like,
you know you have to fucking use it.
Oh
right?
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My uncle Gino, God rest his soul, dude, and the Steelers, who did not win football tonight.
So,
That's okay.
so now what we have to do, since we're both interested in this, we got to figure out how to actually make this happen.
I think I know what we're gonna shoot at first.
I'll buy one. I'll buy a compound bow or something. That's not a compound bow. That's
Recurve.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to. I want to make sure. I don't know if it's fully intact or I'm sure it is, but I'm gonna have to figure out if it needs any type of maintenance on it or to clean it or whatever the case
That's
may
where
be.
your research
That,
comes
that, that
in.
kind of
buddy.
sucks though. I don't think you guys have a Bass Pro Shop out this way unless it's a little bit further down north.
Fredericksburg. There used to be a Gander Mountain down by Potomac Mills,
Okay,
but
yeah.
that closed down. But
Oh yeah, okay. Because
I
we
think-
got one out in Runda Mills.
I do
We,
remember Gander
It's right there in
Mountain.
that
Yeah,
same
actually, I
exact
do
mall.
remember that.
So you got one side that's got. So Runda Mills is huge. So
and we
you
got Dick's. Dick's has stuff like that.
Oh
too.
yeah, absolutely, dude. Dick's is like the ultimate. Dude, I remember when
Until they
Dick's
stopped
first came-
selling guns because of fucking pandemic dumb shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know
no,
what?
Run the Mills
Everybody's
still
gone
sells it.
crazy, so we don't want to give you guns.
You know the military base is starting to sell it now too. The PX.
Well, they used to
Lookouts.
when I was in
No, they still
always
they
sold
do
it.
now.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
when I was in California before California became fucking the shit place that it is now,
Mm-hmm.
they sold guns at the PX.
They do now over at the one over out in Andrews, where they do. I think they also do it over at Belvoir too, but I'm not. So.
Oh, G-Man wants to get in on this. Okay.
What's up, G-Man? What's up, baby?
Look, okay. Then now we got to make it a thing, and then we got to figure out how to go out
Shoot,
and get some beer and shit.
down. I'm down for it.
We're gonna have to hang out on Telegraph Road.
I'm not hanging on Telegram.
No, it was a
You got to find somebody with land.
Yeah,
Somebody told me they had land. Oh, that was Epic, but
You know what's funny?
that's a long trip to go to fucking.
He actually was going to drive down here this weekend to come see us, but he had something come up.
Oh.
He was actually going to
He
drive
popped
down
in.
here.
No, he popped in earlier. He
That
gave
was-
10 gifted subs.
I spoke to him last night. He was kind of telling me what was going on. For you guys, I don't know if you had a chance to meet him, and I don't know if either, because I know I only see you both of you once in every blue moon.
I know
nowadays.
because we try to get you to hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We get it because you're adulting. You know.
What I'm doing is finding peace, but or whatever it is. I mean, don't worry, it's not a forever thing. It's just current.
You have to, being a Steelers fan.
Yeah, well, after watching the fucking first preseason game, I was like, here's my team, and I the other team
It's
goes down the
preseason,
field.
man.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
doesn't count.
care, right? It doesn't bother me.
I hate when motherfuckers get all excited. Oh, football's finally here.
Yeah.
It's something to watch. I mean, it's not.
I mean, we love
it's not great.
football too, but it's like preseason is just like just watching.
You're watching guys compete for a job. They're not starters. You might get a starter that gets in there for a couple plays or whatever. So I didn't have any expectations. It is what it is. I mean, put it this way:
I'm not yelling and screaming at as much as when it's the actual season.
Yeah,
It's not even worth screaming and yelling at it.
This one here converted me. Actually, I lost a bet
Converted you
6
to
years
what?
ago.
Converted you to what? What's happening?
I lost a bet 6 years ago.
So she used to be a
Commanders
fan
for years.
for a long time, yeah. And
First of all, well, never mind.
I wasn't really that passionate about the Commanders, though.
Can we stop calling them that? Because that's not what they are.
They're
No.
the Redskins, the Washington.
Well, no, I'd stop myself for a
Washington
reason,
team?
though.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
No, it's no big. It's not a big deal to me. It's just, I just feel like all these younger generations that's coming out there, the ones that are kind of like, and if you do it respectfully, and if it is respectfully known or history behind it, and if it's permission from that tribe allowing you to have that name, go at it. As long as you're respectful about it. I mean,
they did though. But okay, so here's my only issue with it. The name, fine, get rid of it. But the logo, there's nothing wrong with that logo.
No,
There's nothing.
there was nothing wrong with the logo.
That was an actual person,
mm-hmm.
and it's honoring that person. So
Yep.
yeah, change the name. Just like
It's kind of like you're wearing the T-shirts with, technically with people saying, which should have been the original founding fathers that helped with, with the codes
or
and
people
all.
who have shirts that say "We built this shit."
Yeah.
like
You
that's talking about black people built America.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a lie.
No, it's not. It's not. It definitely is.
It just pays. What? What are those fucking shifty ass eyes?
I was just staring at Jared. That's all. No.
Wait, but back to the bet though.
But yeah, there is a bet. Go ahead, because he's proud about it.
Oh wait! Oh no! Never mind. I don't give a fuck about this bet. I
Well-
forgot who you fucking fans
Well,
of.
but we're Eagles fans. But,
my
but I'm just saying though, it was where it was the Eagles and
Peace.
Redskins game when Lucky's was still open, and we made a bet saying that if the Eagles beat the Redskins, I would have to wear his jersey.
That was a horrible choice on your part.
Yeah, it was. It
'Cause
was.
You knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, and they won. Eagles beat us, and I was like, crap. Okay, so he says we're gonna spice it up a little bit.
Wait, so back then they weren't even the Commanders.
No, they were the Redskins. They were Redskins.
okay.
They were still the Redskins.
Yeah, they were still the
And they're
Redskins.
always going to be the
And
Redskins.
Paul says to me, he goes, we're going to spice it up a little bit. I was like, okay. He goes, if we win or we get close to, getting to, what was it? You guys want to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
He says, if we get into the Super Bowl,
You have to wear an Eagles jersey.
he has to have to wear an Eagles jersey.
That was the year they
So,
won, wasn't
so
it?
I,
That was the
so
year
they,
they won.
so they got into the Super Bowl. Hold on, they got into the Super Bowl. I was wearing the Eagles jersey. And he goes, if they win the Super Bowl, he goes, you cannot wear Redskins ever again. You are now an Eagles fan. I was like, crap. I was like, you know what?
Sounds like a bunch of poor choices on your part.
I did,
was
but look what
alcohol
happened. We're
involved,
married now, you know?
What up, Luckies? And what's up, fam? You know.
But we're married now. You know, we got married a year after they won. So it's like.
That's dope, though. I mean, that is really cool.
That can make or break some relationships, to be honest. Like,
It could.
I've had chicks tell me if they were like a Giants fan, I'm a Redskin. I was a Washington fan at the time, and they were like, well, you know, I don't know if this can work out because I'm a Giants fan, and this person was a diehard Giants fan. So like, sometimes it can actually make or break a relationship.
It could.
I feel the same way. I also feel it like makes the best relationships too.
It does.
Like
Sometimes.
yeah, it depends. It depends on that person's level of fandom and how fucking
Yes,
psychotic
like
they
it
are.
wouldn't work for you like dating somebody who's a fucking Patriots fan. You're
My
just
brother's a
way
Patriots
too much.
fan.
Yeah, exactly. See, you already discounted.
No, but I'm not saying I did. Well, I actually have friends that are Patriots fans.
That's different.
that are women.
That's way different. They're friends.
I have family members that are
know.
Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
Is there a friend zone sound effect on here?
Here, we should get one.
Oh wait, there is one. Get your jersey back.
Oh yeah, that one.
That's the,
You know what's crazy? Like a month ago, I was like, "Hey, gonna have to come get that," and then they were like, "Yeah, it's this, and I was like, "It sounds a little complicated," and I just like kind of rolled over in my bed, and went to bed.
Man, that's crazy.
Don't worry, I'll get it back.
No.
I'll get it
You'll
back.
never see that shit again.
I will retrieve.
You're gonna
the
go
item.
to a game with that person, and they're gonna be wearing it, and you're gonna be like, "Wait, it's not mine," and you already have bought a new one, and they're gonna be like, "Yo,
No.
I mean, I was a Penn State fan, and then he switched me over to Ohio State.
what the fuck? Hold up.
Yeah.
How are you an Eagles fan and Ohio State fan?
Well, he's from Ohio.
He's from Ohio.
How are you? My question still
I was
remains.
asking the same thing when
My
we met. I was
question.
like, how?
No. And then you chime it in like you're fucking adding something to the story.
I'm not.
I asked the same exact question.
So I grew up in Ohio during the 90s when both of our teams in Ohio, talking about the Bengals and the Browns, sucked ass. Terrible. Yeah.
But then you had like Eddie George back then.
Yeah, we had Eddie George, but he came from Ohio State and then he went to, what was it, the Titans.
Yep.
Okay. So I just didn't have a team growing up, a pro football team.
Oh, okay. They sucked. So
Yeah.
you didn't pick them because they sucked.
Yeah. So I mean, I have the choice between a turd
Oh shit!
and
I
a
almost
turd.
ended the show right there.
So they suck. Tune in next week for the Mad Science Live podcast.
for part 2 of the story.
yeah. It's just
So anywho,
So you're not loyal to your hometown, I see.
or my home state when it comes to pro football teams. All right. So fast forward to adulthood. One of my best friends from my previous reserve unit. He's a diehard.
Oh, Jughead.
Diehard Eagles fan from Philly. He's a fan of everything Philly.
Gotcha.
Everything Pennsylvania.
Usually,
Philly, all that.
Usually Philly people are like that. They're like that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
He is one of
When
those.
I was up there a couple months ago,
You know what's
I could feel it in the atmosphere.
what's crazy though is the fact that I'm from South Jersey on the border of Philly, and he's like, "How in the hell are you a Redskins fan?" I said, "Because my mother was born in D.C."
It's funny the Redskin, I mean not the Redskins, the Giants fan that I was talking about. She was from Jersey and like lives near, like she. I don't want to give it away.
I mean, my mom's from Jersey. My mom was born in D.C., but she was
You ever heard
raised
of
in Japan.
You ever heard of Cherry Hill?
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
Yep. I used to work at the Hooters there.
I don't know that much about it.
I didn't know that much about you. Who are you?
I met this person in this area, and then they moved back to Jersey. So that's a long story behind that. But anyway,
Really not much for Jersey anymore,
sorry
so
for
it's
your
like I
sadness.
could care less about it.
See, after knowing this guy for quite a while, I was like, I'll join the dark side. I'll be an Eagles fan with you because, we're
just
really
to hang out.
We're really good friends,
That's
and we
crazy.
have no other team in common.
But don't worry, we're not like tearing up the streets
We're
and
not
all
tearing
that
up the
stuff like that.
streets or
So,
But that's what Philly people do.
throwing
Yeah.
Well, I will say,
ice balls at anybody.
no, we don't do
Or
that.
fire.
Yeah, and we don't spit at you if you're wearing a different team or anything like that. You know, we're actually probably like
we
the
won't destroy your jersey with
fire
you know,
and all that stuff.
so
ketchup and mustard.
I still won't go there. Fuck that.
no, so
I have family from Philly, and they're diehard Eagles fans, and most of them don't even live in Philly anymore. But yeah, we always go back and forth because all of us are like one form or another NFC East fan of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly Philly and Washington. I don't think we have any New York fans. And then you always have those outliers that because everybody else, and I'm talking to you, ill will, because everybody else in the family like the Redskins, I'm gonna like the Cowboys. I'm like, oh, you're a fucking dork.
well, my dad's mom,
He was in town, by the way.
Yeah, you told me that, and then you were like, and then you were like, just like,
We got fucked up on Sunday. Bro.
I think we found out that Gunny's supposed to be in town soon too.
I have not heard that.
Yeah, we heard that from Paul Lee.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's a very reliable source.
I barely see Paulie anymore these days.
Well, we were pulling up for the show, but that was technically
that was a couple weeks ago.
yeah, for Paul coming back.
Yeah, that's the last time I saw him.
Yeah, and he was driving that white van with no windows and stuff.
I didn't see all that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Paulie's driving a van with no windows. Oh, hey, like, tell him.
So he sees us,
van, no
coming
windows,
into the parking lot, and turns out he winds up whipping a Yui, and he parks right in front of our truck, and we're like, "Oh, hey,"
Yeah.
And we just sat there and talked with him, and he mentioned that Gunny was going to be in town. I think in 2 weeks,
Something like that.
something
Yeah.
like that. So, so
That was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
no, actually, it was last week. It was
Oh,
last week.
So we got
Yeah, last
another
week.
So we got a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I know I'm gonna have to hang out with him just at some
Prepare
point.
yourself.
Yeah, I know. That's just.
I've
I've
actually-
known Gunny so long. Just like, oh my god.
I've actually had the very distinct honor of meeting this gentleman because I didn't meet him initially in the early Lucky's days when a lot of people knew who he was, but I've had the honor of sitting down with him and our good buddy Motivated Moving Solutions.
Yeah, he'll probably come out
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
So,
it's
it's a
good.
marine thing.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. But yeah, he's a really cool guy, man. He's just like, oh hey, I'm so and so, and I was like, yeah, everybody makes a big deal about you, and he's like, because, and I'm like, all right, sit there and yeah, we got pretty fucked up, dude. I'm not gonna lie, and it was like 1:30. All right,
I mean, Paul still has that
Then I-
picture of you in front of Lucky's, with your Papa John's hat on your head and the fire in the background
Oh,
at
yeah.
that one restaurant behind you going,
oh,
you know?
yeah. Don't worry.
Jared's like, wait, what?
What fire? What fire?
I don't know.
I forgot what place it was that caught on fire.
You remember the New York pizza place that was across the parking lot?
That's
from Lucky's?
Johnny's.
Yeah, Johnny's.
Yeah,
They-
it
they
caught
had
on fire.
They had like a fire there, so
Oh,
Fairfax
oh.
County was responding, and
Yeah.
there's Jared like making a face and giving a peace sign.
Jared or RJ?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
RJ.
RJ. Sorry.
I was
sorry.
like,
And then there was
I ain't
a-
doing all that
My
shit.
Jared's not going to be at a crime scene.
Yeah, it's not a crime scene.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
It's a fire
So-
scene.
Yeah, that sounds actually pretty racist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it
So
does.
yeah, there's RJ in the foreground, making a face,
Oh.
giving
Yeah.
a peace sign, and Fairfax County in the distant background responded to a fire.
But I have to admit, though, the love language between these two is just bringing a case of Bud Light right in front of him and Jared's like,
Because I knew he drank at the
Um,
time.
Oh, dude, that's like one of the coolest fucking photos I've ever had, dude. Like what? Where I'm just like, oh, and you got the whole case of beer, dude. That's like one of my favorite.
I didn't bring
pictures.
that case of beer. Somebody else brought
No,
it.
Paul brought
Paul
it.
brought
So
it.
this is when
This
he was
was
a
a
bar
back.
back.
Yeah.
And this was honestly a little. This was like maybe a few months before Lucky's closed. So, but it's just such a good picture of me with my pizza gear on, and he's got a whole case of beer in front of me, and I just got this look on my face. It's just a really cool. I don't mind taking pictures. I don't know. I
Yeah, we
smile
know
the
we
same.
don't mind taking pictures because you dragged me into your fucking stupid ass
Well,
pictures.
I like to. So me and Jared go to the 4th of July baseball game, the first baseball game. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. That was the one I
I've
made a
been-
comment saying that you just slap him already.
Yeah. Yes. That's. The
Oh,
same
that's
one.
what that meant because I
Yeah.
didn't know what we had talked about.
So it's just like I'm happy to be at my first baseball game of the whole season, and it's, months have gone by. It's 4th of July, so I'm like, America.
and whose fault was that?
Well, it's
Actually, I need to go to another one.
Yeah, here.
Actually,
Shoot, I need to
tomorrow
go to
might
one.
be-
I
Are they
actually
in
owe
town?
I owe my 16-year-old daughter a game because the one that I took.
Well, we probably only got about another
Well,
month of watching them.
Yeah, I know. I took them to a game that got rained out pretty bad. And it was kind of cute though because at that time, they were I think 8, 9 years old, and they were right in front of this big truck in the front, and then she goes, "Mommy, who's Harper?" I'm like,
A guy we don't talk about anymore.
yeah, we don't talk about it anymore, but at that time I was like, crap. All right,
they
I got her the yearbook so she can learn about it, and then after that she's like, now she keeps on reminding me, you owe me a baseball game. Now
Yeah,
that we're
no,
16.
dude. Going to the game is always
They
fun, man.
Actually, played tomorrow. They play the Angels tomorrow.
He took me.
a 7:00 game.
Yeah, he took me to.
6:45.
I think the most craziest things I ever did was I had a really bad kidney infection, and I signed myself out because he bought me tickets to see my Yankees play finally. Because
The Yankees.
yes, I'm a
Insert
Yankees
drone
fan.
here.
Yes,
Let me find.
I'm not that bad.
You're getting the sound effect. Wait, please.
I get it. I don't care about this shit though, dude.
Please go ahead, continue with your very boring story.
No, it was to the point where Paul gave me the dirty ass look, like they're admitting you in the hospital and you're signing yourself out. And I'm
Against doctor's orders.
against doctor's orders. I went to the baseball game the next day, and I promised Paul, I said, if I start her, I will go back.
Dude, she's like pulling IVs out of her arms. Like, fuck this shit. I'm going to see my Yankees. Rolls off the bed. Like, starts crawling out. Baby, grab my purse.
Yep.
Well, I do respect the level. Yeah. I do respect the level of fandom because they're.
I mean, that was my first time seeing them live because the people I was with before him didn't really care. Didn't like say, hey, do you really want to go to a game?
It's hard to find baseball people. Like a lot of people think baseball is fucking boring, but like,
But it's not.
It's nice
not.
to meet
It's
a
fun.
person that
Fun.
likes baseball because they are smart like
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, it's
it
fun.
has nothing to do with being.
I
Smart.
mean, he's a
I
Reds
am
fan.
smart. That's okay.
You say that, and yet things have proven otherwise.
But why do you say it like that?
I am smart.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I think Jared really hit the nail on the head. Beating me isn't easy. All
I
right.
thought you were taken over by an AI.
No, dude. I hope to God I'm not. But if I was, I would want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Terminator.
Have you actually tried using those AI apps just to change yourself just a little bit, just to see what it does, and you just look at it like, what the fuck?
No. Well, no.
I've
Well,
done
the answer is no. I haven't done
I
it.
have. That screen that you saw earlier, the offline screen, that was created from AI.
Okay.
Oh.
So I haven't done it, but I think the reason I don't do it is because what I think it does in general, just kind of like how the internet's pretty much rules the world now.
Yeah,
is
pretty much.
I think what it does is when you get it into the hands of younger people and people who are maybe not in a good headspace, it puts ideas in their head, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say, oh, hey, I should look like this or I could look like this. I mean, you could look like whatever you want. That takes time, dedicate. You got to be, committed to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when you get it in the hands of younger people who are still developing, people skills.
I don't think it's just younger people.
I think it could be. Yeah, no. I think it could be older people too. But
Yeah.
I always think that the way technology is nowadays, and I'm a big fucking dork. I grew up on games and all sorts
The
of
eye
things.
roll.
It's okay, Jared.
Oh no,
I'm
keep going. Keep
I'm
going.
with you, brother.
Keep going. This what I'm doing over here has nothing to do with what you're doing over there.
Nothing to do with me. But but no, I just think it's not good for development of one's mind. I don't think you should have to think you should need to look like something.
I've been
if that
seeing
makes
too many
anything.
people like using that like on Snapchat and all that stuff. And when you see people like that on Snapchat or anything like of those sorts, where they're allowing you to use these certain filters to like slim out your face and all that other stuff. And then when you see them in public, you're like, oh, damn.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, you know, and
The power of Christ compels you.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Oh,
one.
right.
I'm not gonna name names, but there's one individual that tends to do that. And then when I physically seen this person, I was like, wait a minute,
A lot of people do it.
what the?
Yeah, TikTok is horrendous for it. Like, and you can see it. Like,
And these dating apps now, people.
Oh,
it was
I
one of
don't-
my friends told me. he says,
I don't deal with stuff like that.
well,
I do.
I
I
had a
just
friend
got
that
on
says, oh,
Hinge.
you know, I wanted to
Are
just
you-
try a dating app, and I looked at him.
yeah.
Why'd you just do it the old-fashioned way? And he goes, yeah, but I don't have the time to do it. So he got on the dating app, and then he's like, oh, you know, this girl's beautiful and everything. And then when he went to go meet her, she did not look nothing like her pictures. And I
Nah.
said, I told you that wasn't her.
No, I prefer to meet people the old-fashioned way.
That's
like
how
in
we
the-
did.
in the grocery store, at the gas station.
Actually,
or,
At
That-
the front door of the bar.
Actually, that was not how it would happen. This one here was a jerk off at the door and ID'd me because he said I didn't look old enough to be in the.
job.
wait a minute. You know what?
you know what,
He
For
didn't
this
think
man
I was
doing-
old enough to be in the bar.
Paul,
What if-
thank you for
what if
doing
I-
your job.
What if I wasn't doing my job? What would I be?
If you were
Uh-oh.
doing your
If I
job,
wa- if I was not doing my job, not checking IDs, what would I be?
probably like how Jared and then I knew them. It's like, oh, you know, you're a regular. You're good. to
Oh,
go.
whoa. Wait a minute.
Why you gotta throw Jared under the bus?
I didn't throw Jared in the
First of all,
I do it all the time.
I probably had already checked your ID before, and I remembered you because that means you're a frequent flyer. If I don't check your ID, I've seen you before.
We know who you are.
He came on later after
you are
me,
a doctor.
so then he didn't know you. Also, another thing that door guys do: if they find someone attractive, they're gonna stop them no matter how old they think they are, because they want to just stop them to get a chance to talk to that person.
Is that what you were doing?
Ooh, get burned. Bang, bang.
This was literally the first time I saw you, so I didn't know you at all. So I wanted to check your ID.
It took it took you a week to text me. Actually, the first person who actually gave you my number was Angus, and then Angus gave him my number and say, "Hey, she's a nice girl. Talk to her." And it took him a whole week until the following Tuesday for karaoke. And Scotty found out about it, and Scotty says, "Paul," and then Paul's, he started giving Paul a lecture and everything. Him and Angus, and it was hilarious. And I was like, and my face got more like as red as your shorts.
Thank you. I like these shorts. I appreciate that.
We know because you wear them every week.
Yeah, well, I'm in my house. All right, just
Do you
Hey,
watch-
he's comfortable.
Do you watch those
I,
fucking
I,
things?
I actually wash them very frequently, but as crazy as that sounds.
Sounds like
I mean, they're
somebody,
not glued to-
I know that doesn't do that very often.
Well, anyway, like I'm not gonna like just lay around in shitty shorts, dude. Like
He's not like Peter Griffin, where I pay you a certain amount of money to not wash your shorts or your underwear or something like that, and
no, dude. Like I mean, like
OnlyFans.
Hmm?
Did we just circle back to OnlyFans?
Kind of.
I mean, it's very possible, but like the thing is like with OnlyFans, not that I really give a shit about it, is that I don't have a subscription. I don't have it on my phone.
This is RJ at night.
holding his white claw, sitting on the toilet.
Oh man, dude.
No, he ain't on the toilet.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm doing something.
Got his
Anyway.
sticky rag next to him.
I don't, dude. That should be the name of the episode. Sticky
We've
rag.
did that already. We
Have
did
we
sticky
done-
socks before.
Oh,
no,
crunchy socks.
Crunchy socks.
Yeah.
No, I got it.
What is
Here.
it?
AI generated OnlyFans content featuring retard chambers.
I like that.
That'd be a good description. Write
Yeah,
that description down.
I'm gonna remember it. Don't worry,
Fucking
no, he's
gonna-
not.
YouTube is gonna fucking fire us.
dude. It's okay. It's
Not,
all right.
not that we work for them, but it's
Yeah,
just,
no. But I think that when we have the level of success that we have,
Here you go again.
yeah, dude, that level of, I mean, it's astronomical.
He was a fat Faison liar.
Possibly, very possibly. But Jared is always 100%, 110% always been like, hey, we can get away with a lot, but certain things we can't, just because of maybe the cancel culture, the algorithm of things.
The cancel culture thing, I'm not so worried about because we don't get enough views.
Paul's over here writing a check.
It's more like if something does get picked up by the system, is it not getting shown to more people because of certain things?
Yeah. So we do
Or those
shadow banning.
Those, what is it? That keyboard warriors that are constantly.
Fuck them.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, and
I don't pay attention
stuck in
to
their
that
mama's basement.
shit. I don't pay.
Not
attention.
you, RJ.
it's all right. Don't worry. It's all right. Don't
You
worry.
get out of the house. You go to work. You're not.
Yeah, I have
You
to
have a
to
life.
live.
You have a life.
And you work more than 2 days a week for more than 10 hours a week.
Dude, I work quite a bit. Paul, thank you for giving me this love note. RJ, you are hot. Thanks for having me on the show. You are welcome, Paul. So I'm going to put this in my pocket. Because
So
I do-
again,
He was a fat phase-on liar.
Paul, do not listen to this gentleman next to you. I just met him in an Uber.
Wow.
No, but when you have just because we have been doing the show for as long as we have, we want to have fun. But at the same time, we also understand that there are certain things that you just can only put it this way. If we were somebody, not to say that we're not, we could probably get away with it.
We're the generation that didn't care. We were out there on the
I still don't really care.
the jungle gym and all that stuff. Out there drinking water out of the hose and everything.
Yeah, dude, the jungle gym was a shit, dude. Monkey bars were my fucking thing, dude.
Or what
Yeah.
was that? The death trap thing that
the
you
merry-go-round.
yeah.
Oh,
you
dude.
spin
I
around.
used to love that shit.
We used to have this thing called the butt hang. All right.
You've told this story before.
Yeah. So I call it the butt hang.
Yeah, keep
all
going. Okay.
So we used to have a tire swing. Yep.
Yep. I
And,
remember those.
just sideways, and you're supposed to sit in it normally. But what we used to do when I was a kid is you just like sit in it ass first, and then that person would push you around as fast as they could, and then just start spinning that motherfucker.
Yep.
Dude. And that was called doing the butt hang.
Oh, see, I didn't know about that, man. We just did it.
Well,
That's also called centrifugal force.
who the fuck do you think I am?
I just had to throw a little science in there.
Yeah, well, thank you for centrifugal force with my ass. All right. Anyway, but we, I can't take this show serious sometimes.
Centrifugal force is the name of the show.
Yeah, centrifugal force. All right. Paul's is
Hey.
good, but it also
No,
has
that's
Oh wait,
good.
yeah,
emojis.
you have one? No, that goes in the description.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wrote it down for RJ.
He did, because if I don't write things down, I forget.
Well, we'll keep it, but that's a long title. Like the title has to be kind of short.
Yeah, because we gotta fit it in like a little square and shit, dude. No, but that was like a super big thing when I was a kid. I mean, we when we go out on the playground, that was like one of the things we had. to do
What are
first.
those things? There was some of the things we used to do when we were coming up as kids, like when we were going out for recess for lunch, and we used to roll down the hills and stuff. You lay on the hill at the top of the hill, and you just roll all the way down to the end.
That sounds like some Jersey shit.
Yeah.
We didn't do that shit around here.
Yeah, we did that down out there in Jersey.
Too fat,
All right,
too
so-
flat to do that.
So
Oh yeah.
what I was gonna say is so as a kid, what was the best
The Top Gun. We called it the Top Gun.
What was
Where
what was the best sport to play as a kid?
Let me finish.
I'm listening.
The best like playground shit you're talking about. is
Yeah.
First, I'll do that, and then
Yeah.
you can talk about what the fuck you're talking about. But we called it the Top Gun because the Top Gun was out at the time. It's when you take the swing as high as you can go and
Yep.
see how far you can jump.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
like
Yep.
Ejecting out of the fucking plane. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm out, goose, or whatever the fuck. I don't remember exactly what I
And
said.
then
It was
wondering if
fucking
if
40-something
you're still
years ago.
alive when you landed.
But dude, that was fun. Like the whole fun was like in the landing, how you landed.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're in most playgrounds had wood chips, which are wood chips still a thing?
Sand. We
We
had sand.
I was at a playground recently, but we had sand back then.
Yeah, we had
Okay.
sand.
Then motherfuckers started putting fucking bullshit in there, like razors and syringes
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they went to I think
Wood chips? Yeah.
which I was at a park last weekend, and they have wood chips, and they also have like
Like a foam.
it's like a rubber.
Yeah, like
It's
a
like
rubber.
recycled rubber, but it's
Yeah.
like mushy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
it's
why
like
they-
all put together and it makes like this mushy thing. So
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. I wish we kind of had that back then, but
That's how the playground is for my son's school because he's in elementary. So
I mean, at the same time, but I also think that if you don't let kids like kind of
Explore.
and hurt themselves a little bit, then I feel you can be guarding them just a tad bit in that regard.
that's probably why there's not a lot of creative shit anymore because kids don't really get to explore. They don't go out. Their parents are like, "Oh my god, you can't go outside because if you go outside, you're gonna get kidnapped." So they're putting this fucking fear in their head already. So they can. I mean, yes, there's bad people out there, but there was bad people when we were kids.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: when I was coming home tonight, what I do like, about the neighborhood I live in is it's very proactive, the community. But as I was pulling up to the neighborhood, I saw a lot of younger people running around. These guys had, I guess, like some laser tag guns, and they were running around in the cul-de-sac shooting one another.
We used to do that shit too.
And I saw a couple of young ladies riding their scooters and their bikes, and it's like, yeah, I was like, oh, this is like normal shit.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait, young ladies.
First of all, dickhead, young people. Okay, I saw young people. All right, Jesus Christ. Now I'm gonna get.
They're not
just
quite ladies yet, are they? Relax.
Jesus, can you edit this part of the show out so I don't look like a pedophile?
Well, if you say that, then now I have to edit it out.
You're gonna have to.
No, I'm not.
I mean, you got these electric scooters now. I will have this when I was doing the being a Lyft driver out in DC. That was one of the reasons why when I decided to get back to driving again after the pandemic, I went ahead and got myself a dash cam that not only took pictures outside the car, but inside the car too, because there were some weird people that would do some real shit.
Yeah, so as a Lyft driver, like I'm sure you've had your fair share of just
Oh my
oddball.
God.
Yeah, like
One of the stories I had was when it was what was the SUV that I currently had. I had this one lady that before I was able to get another car, I was able to rent a vehicle through Lyft, and they take it out of your earnings. I was making a good amount of money every week. So I'm driving in DC, and I stop at the light. This lady is on a scooter, and she decides she wants to throw herself on my hood. And I'm looking at her like, and she's like, "Oh, you hit me," and I'm like, and not realizing I had a dash cam that saw everything. She calls the cops and everything, and cops showed up, and I told the cop, I said, I didn't hit her. I stopped. I saw her. But do you want to see the camera? And he goes, sure. And her face went completely drained. She's like, crap. And I showed it to him, and he walks over to her, and she starts yelling. She's like, I don't care what that camera says. No, she edited it. She edited it. She's
She
like,
edited it in fucking 30
like-
minutes.
Yeah. Put the timestamp on
It's
there.
like,
and all
obviously,
this
I
stuff.
was
man,
like, okay,
Right there on the
I
scene.
got a stunt double
crazy.
of you throwing yourself on my hood of my car. Like, really? Like,
Yeah, no, it does suck because I guess with the we do live in such a prominent area with being the nation's capital and just being the giant melting pot that it is. What that also attracts.
Wait, describe it more. Okay, I was joking.
Okay, I was gonna say there's buildings, they're white, there's a house, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Regardless, but just one house.
Yeah, just one house in the whole entire area. Thank you.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's got a big lawn and shit. It might be pretty important.
My
But
point
regardless,
was, you get to your point, please.
I am trying to get to my
you.
point. I'm attempting to go.
Taking
down
a
this
long
road.
time.
I'm going.
he's going down the yellow brick road.
This one's not paved.
Well, I prefer the term cobblestone. But regardless,
Oh, so it's a rough ride. Got it.
yeah. There you go. But there are. I feel like we are kind of more subjected to idiocracy in the sense of like somebody throwing themselves on your car or somebody just making some false accusation or whatever it is, because everybody out here is in it for themselves. I met a guy, he's a kind of a regular customer at my shop, and he's from I believe Alabama or somewhere down south.
Mm.
And he was like, hey, man, I just moved up here about 6 months ago. And he was like, man, was I living in a fucking bubble? I was like, oh, so, it's your first time here. And he's like, yeah. He's like, isn't it fucking crazy? I was like, oh, I've lived here my whole life. I was like, yeah, I get it. It just shows you how different we are, like, in this area. And I'm sure it's obviously going to apply everywhere else. But in that realm of just people, like being people, like how different it is. Instead of like, I'm sure there are still places in the world or in the country you can go knock on your neighbor's door. Hey, let me get some sugar. Or you go around here, you go knock on somebody's door. It's like block, and it's like, oh my God, So there's
you just don't show up to people's houses unannounced.
I understand that. No.
Oh my God.
I think that's an everywhere thing.
Oh, I understand that. I get that.
I think
but
that's
at
the most
same
disrespectful thing to someone.
Yeah, like you just gonna fucking come up here? Like the fuck?
Yeah, no, that I agree with. I'm cool with that. But I'm sure at some point in time, if me and you were neighbors at some point in time, that's going to be our goal. We're going to be so rich, we're going to be neighbors. And I'm going to knock on your door. All right?
Well, you don't want to leave anywhere, so my goal is to get the fuck out of here.
Well,
I'm not dying here. I'll put it that way.
well, when you do,
You just can't walk through the back door without, Jared's,
it's funny you say that. I did have a neighbor who I was super cool with for years. Literally my next door neighbor, and I used to smoke weed with him. He was he's from Eritrea. He's a really really intelligent guy.
Mm.
More details, just more.
Yeah, please. He also had these loafers, like I like to call them wallabies. Hey, who doesn't like a pair of wallabies?
Maybe
But
moccasins or something. I don't know.
No, they were wallabies. They weren't moccasins.
Oh, okay. What do wallabies look like?
They look like moccasins.
Okay.
What the hell?
Just saying.
So regardless, no, I do remember one night, this was like 10 years, it was probably longer than that, maybe 10, 12 years ago. I was sitting in my basement, in my mother's basement, not like what I'm doing currently.
Yes, you are. Bro. I'm trying not to go hard. I'm trying to keep a. It is what it is.
It's all right. So I do remember one night I'm sitting there. I'm like, it's like maybe 12:30. It's like midnight, and I'm sitting there, and I just I was like rolling a blunt, and I'm watching Netflix and shit. And
What were you watching on Netflix?
I was watching Law and Order. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching.
What episode was it? Was Ice-T in it?
Ice-T is in all of them.
He's still currently in it.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's very, very.
I got
much
news for you. That means you're gay.
I still watch Law and Order here and there. So
No,
I know.
It's like my comfort food. That's
Yeah.
that's what Law and Order.
I'm just trying to get him to use as many details as possible so he can get back to that place so the rest of us can finally hear what the fuck he's talking about.
So anyway, I'm sitting there, I'm rolling a blunt, watching Law and Order, and then I hear I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm thinking like,
at least he knocked.
I would hope so. I don't want anybody to just walk into my fucking house, but he's literally at my back door knocking, and I was like, what's up, brother? Like, it scared the shit out of me because I wasn't expecting him, but he's my neighbor, and and he was like, hey man, I saw you rolling weed. I was like, through my window, And I'm thinking, I was like, you could have known I was rolling weed unless you were already in my backyard looking through it. He was like, well, the gate was unlocked. And I was like, you didn't want to knock before? He was like, I wasn't sure if I should. I said, so you waited for me to finish rolling this blunt before you knocked? He was like, that's pretty much a story. And I proceeded to go outside with this guy.
That sounds like a Lorton thing.
Yeah, that happened a lot. No, but this was actually not too far down the road from here. No, that was... Dude, when I was growing up in Lorton, and I will be very vague when I say this, is that was a very regular thing for a lot of us.
Why is that vague? Like,
well, I just don't want to like throw...
If you know Lorton, you know what it is.
Yeah. So my other neighbor at the time, who this is when I was in high school. He was a younger guy, maybe 2 or 3 years younger than me, but he was a really big guy. Used to be a football player, huge motherfucker. And nobody fucked with him. Like, everybody, like, even older guys, at least at our age range, they were like, yeah, we probably shouldn't fuck with this dude because he would literally probably tear your head off. He was, like, literally, if you got to know, he was, like, the softest, nicest guy in the world. I remember one time, he came, again, he lived 3 doors down from me at this, again, one night, sitting on my couch, watching TV. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is going
How
on?
how many doors down?
3 doors down. All right.
Okay.
You know, I feel like there's some joke I should make.
I think I'm the only one that got that
yeah,
one.
I got it. But I was like, oh, brother. I was like, what are you doing? He was like, you want to smoke? And it's like a Tuesday night. You know, it's like 9 o'clock at night. It's a school night. So I end up smoking with him. We're out back. We're smoking. We go inside. And he's like, you want to listen to some shit? And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, you know, I had the computer down there. This is when LimeWire was big and all, you know, like all that shit that you can't talk about anymore because your computer is polluted with shit.
Yep.
And he was like, I got something for you. And this motherfucker starts playing Michelle Branch. All right. Like, and he starts singing to me. High as shit. Like this big, scary motherfucker that everybody's afraid of. And I was like, are you all right? He was like, you don't like this? And I was like, and I was afraid to say no. You know, like, I was like, he's in my house playing Michelle Branch. And, you know, and I was like, yeah, I love this shit. And he was like, yeah, he was like, I really feel this song. And I was like, so do I. And I just found it really funny because everybody's so always scared of this guy, but he's like the nicest guy in the world. But man, do not piss this guy off, dude. Like I've watched him like rip a door off of a house and all sorts of shit. But yo, people literally knocking on your back door late at night was a pretty common thing when I was younger. Like it's like, hey, what are you doing? I've got a blunt. You got weed? And it's like, yeah, here, come on in. You know, that's really what it was. And I'll just never forget my neighbor at the time just knocking on, like, hey, you smoking weed? And I was like, yeah. He was like, well, I saw you rolling it. I was like, how would you know that unless you're in my fucking backyard? You know? So how long he was there, I could, you know, God forbid I was doing something I shouldn't be doing, you know, like watching adult movies, The Terminator, by the way. I wouldn't want anybody to judge me off of that. You know, watching The Terminator.
I mean, I watched Kindergarten Cop.
It's not a tumor. Yeah, it's not.
No,
Shut up. Yeah. Dude,
My God, that's kind of like how I wanted to do today because, I mean, I'm at my store today and I'm like 5 minutes from getting off and this one mom comes up with her 3 kids. One's in the stroller. The other one is asking his mom where to put the cart. Like, Mom, where does it go? And I'm like,
see where all those other carts are over there?
Wait, like
right
really?
there, you dumbass.
And then you have the other kid that's
Stupid
in the front
child.
going, I want a bag, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, lady, just answer your child. And it drives. It really makes me.
She was probably already fed up though.
I mean, I get it if you're fed up, but still, it's like, but you got other people that are staring at you.
It's better than him saying, "Hey, little nigga, shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
I
Beating
mean,
the shit out of him.
Shoot.
I'm like, oh my.
No, we used to get pinched on the ear. Or
yep, and the ear or right back
arm,
in the neck,
or the arm behind the arm. Like,
or
you better start acting right.
no better, or that whole thing where our parents used to lean into our ear and whisper in your ears like,
Oh yeah, when we get the fuck out of here, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. You better fucking start acting right.
Yep.
That's like the end of every podcast for me, I swear.
Yeah, you
or
better
or before you get into the store, your mom and dad will always say to you, like, we're going in there for this and you're not asking for nothing. You know?
Yeah.
Don't put your fucking hands on anything.
Oh my God.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Whatever happened to that whole thing where you whatever happened to the whole thing, you know, the motto of you break it, you buy it.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that? Because it's to the point where
Accountability.
literally this mom and daughter comes up to the register. We got these candles that are up against, their glass and everything. And literally the daughter knocks it off. And I'm looking right dead smack at them. And she looks right at me thinking that I'm going to say anything to her. I'm just giving her this look like.
She knew she was wrong.
Breath,
But again, that's kids testing boundaries too.
Yeah.
But she didn't get that talk. Don't put your fucking hands on nothing.
Nope.
Yeah, dude, you got to make that a soundbite. Dude, you got to make that. Oh,
I'm gonna tell you right now, that was the fucking my mom standing here over me before I went into a store. I'm telling you.
That was my Japanese grandmother, man. I mean, I used to be afraid of the bamboo stick with her.
My grandmother too. She
the chocolate, I mean,
because she's white. Not that black people are mean. It's just like we have to. All right, here we go.
Here we go. What's up, brother?
Black people growing up in this country have to kind of put themselves in a. We have. How do I explain this? we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, people are already they're already going to assume that we're shitty people because of how society throughout time in America has portrayed us. So when you are with people like that already aware of this shit, they're going to tell you like, yo, I need you to fucking act right because you're not going to embarrass me out here because I'm not going to have to fucking yell at one of these white people and then we got to get fucking thrown in jail or I'm going to get beat up or whatever the fuck. So that's why your grandmother's nice because you guys have, I mean, and that's white privilege.
Well, yeah, I guess.
And I understand what Jared's saying because, you know, I got part Japanese and part Native American. So my grandparents are the ones that kept me in line. So literally my grandfather, you know, yes, he did spoil me, but I had those morals of knowing when to ask not to touch something, not to, you know, have that ability where, you know, you take something and put it in your pocket. Like I did that one time as a kid and because my grandfather, you know, served, you know, all 3 wars before, you know, he passed away when I was 13 and he made me go right back in the store and take it back. And as a kid, I'm like, yeah, now that I think about it, I'm glad that he did that because it made me who I am now where, you know, I tell my kids, don't do this. And my kids understand it. But when, you know, but I do understand what Jared says because, you know, it's a high standard, especially with, you know, with me being Native and Japanese, people are just looking at me like, because they're still trying to figure out like, well, what are you, you know? I mean, and being racially profiled too, you know, because it's like, oh, well, you know, well, you're African American. Well, yeah, I do have a little bit of African American in my blood because of my grandfather with the Puerto Rican, because, you know, we do have that.
He like them Latinas.
Yeah. You know, because we do have that, you know, the toga and all that stuff. So you know, because that's like a lot of the, you know, the aspects of all that whole situation. And growing up as a kid, I couldn't hang out with the black kids because the black kids didn't think I was black enough. You know, I couldn't hang out with the Asian people because I wasn't Asian enough. But to be honest, I did hang out with some white people. But there were some things that some white people, not all, some white people did when I was coming up in high school. I would give them this look like, what the?
Well,
if I would do that, my mom would have me right by my ear.
Yeah. No. And when it comes to the term like quote unquote white privilege, I have also seen. I'm sure we've all seen scenarios where there you see like the spoiled child just kind of going off, and
I saw that today.
You know, my parents, you know, my mom, my dad, and even my grandma, as nice as she is, you got to know how to act in public. You got to know how to behave in public. You have to know how to treat others. You know,
it was called when I was growing up. It was called home training.
Yep.
Which sounds like really fucking
a
weird.
lot of.
But sounds like they brainwashed.
But you gotta have. But if you don't have good home training, like, and that's not proper English, but that's what it was. It's like, oh, he ain't got no home training. Like if you acting out in public, like you ain't got no home training.
I'll give a good example. I remember one time when I was a kid, I wanted to go over to my buddy's house for a sleepover, and
I'm sorry. You did what?
We wanted to do a sleepover. You've never had a sleepover?
Wait, you had guys that wanted to do a sleepover.
You've never slept over with a bunch of dudes?
Nah, bro.
Yeah, come on, man.
Coming up as kids?
Nah, well, cousins. That's different though.
Yeah, but you don't hang out with your buddies and order a pizza and play some video games and talk about boners at 3 a.m.
Exactly why I did not. No, I went to camp. I did camp. And
I did camp too.
Camp boner.
And I hung out with my cousins because like all of us, our generation of cousins were close and we still are close.
I don't talk to mine. Mine are.
Well,
like,
you got a whole different story going on.
Yeah, I mean,
we gotta wrap this up too.
But to go over to my buddy's house, you know, my dad was like, "Hey, I don't care if you go." He's like, "But I don't know this guy's parents."
Yep,
And
that was-
yeah. My dad was super big on that, really big on that.
Yeah,
Because my
makes
dad
sense.
didn't. Well,
My
and it
parents
makes
were
sense.
too.
You know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I want to go, and you're you know, like
Do that again.
I want to go. I want to go. You know, you can make that a fucking sound bit too, you shithead. I
want to go see E.T., Daddy.
Dad, let's go get the popcorn. But
And those little wieners that you
Oh,
still
wait a
fucking
minute.
first of all, have you ever heard of a fucking Fun Frank? Okay, you know what a Fun Frank is, right?
Yeah.
They're little wieners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's some fucking old school shit.
They used to come in a big fucking box.
old
right?
school Midwest shit.
Okay. All right, man.
We never had that shit.
Dude, no.
We even looked it up one time but couldn't find one damn Fun
it's
Frank.
It's fucking crazy
I'll
is
look it up
because
again.
my dad, he used to get them for, he used to get like a case of them. There was probably maybe like 16, 24 and the, you know, just like little ones.
Yeah.
You know, oh God, this sounds vulgar. But I was telling Jared, I was like, hey man, you've never had a Fun Frank? And then obviously he looks at me like I have 5 heads. And so we were looking it up and we can't fucking find the original package that they came in.
Looked like they changed it where it says
No.
Fun Dog.
It might be a Fun Dog now. Dude, this was...
That's what I'm
God,
saying. You can't even remember what it was.
No, they're called Fun Franks, dude. I'm telling you.
We looked it up
Super
before. We
Franks?
never found them.
Dude, they literally came in like a Costco-sized cardboard box with the
Wow.
you know, just the saran wrap around it, and they were in the plastic. Like that's all it was. It
Wow,
wasn't
wow.
anything fast.
They weren't
you know.
that popular because
Oh,
they're
why do
nowhere
I
on the
feel
internet.
I don't
like-
know how they're not popular. I used to eat a bunch of fucking wieners all the time. You know.
Sounds about right.
Why do I feel like Hubert coming out of Paul on this one?
Why
Like,
do I feel like I'm living in an alternate universe, like the Mandela effect?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Like
it could
I
be
rem-
because
I remember this. I remember these things. I remember those.
Dude,
too.
I'm telling you,
I
can
remember
literally
those, but I don't
vividly
remember
see
if that
them.
was the name
I can
though.
s-
I don't remember those.
No, either that was like the name my dad gave him for me to remember,
Maybe.
or which I at this
I
point
think that's what you're remembering.
Yeah, which is fine.
Because that's how memory works. It's how you told the story the last time is what.
What you
But
remember.
I'm telling you, if I saw the packaging, I would tell you immediately that's what it is, dude.
Yep.
And if it's been upgraded, obviously I won't find it.
Wait,
but
this
I-
says Fun Franks right here.
where
The third one.
the third one. No, it definitely
Super
wasn't that.
Franks.
Oh shit, a kid.
Oh, so- yeah,
Ah,
Fun,
man, it was so long ago. God, I hope I
Fun
can.
Franks.
I hope. Yeah. So,
And it's
there we
pizza flavor.
oh. Well,
Oh,
I mean, it's probably pretty dank. It's probably
Yeah,
bad
it looks
for
like
you.
a normal size one.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. No, but it was literally in
There.
just a
Wait, there it is.
Which one?
Oh shoot!
No,
that's not it.
Franks. Sorry.
no. My goal is to find a picture of the original packaging.
I don't think it exists, my friend.
You may have to-
It is real. It is so real.
you may have to look up that year and just look up.
1972.
Yeah, you have to
You
look
weren't
up
alive.
what the Franks, what they used to be called.
What year
back
was
then.
it? I can do it. What year?
I would say if I had to give a guess, I'd say 94, 95. All right.
1994.
Because I think it was just a little before my sister was born and after she was born. Well, this is a baseball player.
Paul was actually when I explained to him about you remember the bubble gum with the zebra in front of it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So and
My grandfather actually used
What?
to have.
Wasn't that
little
the
packets
the
of-
dippers or some shit?
no, not the dippers. It was one with the zebra in the front. It's the bubble gum where the flavor doesn't even last after like
3 chews?
Oh, yeah,
chews. Yeah, after 3 chews. And then I explained to Paul. I said, "Yeah, I said Bazooka's back out now too. The bubble gum." And he goes, "Wait,
Ugh.
what?"
Bazooka's ass.
I like the comics. I used to like
the comics
comics.
were the only good thing about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
the comics were only
Bazooka,
best
so
about it.
Bazooka bubble gum is really big in Pittsburgh, like super big.
It was big everywhere for a long time.
Yeah.
It just the gum does not last.
And-
All it
and
is
they-
is just the gum, and they put powdered
Yeah,
sugar on the outside, and then
yeah,
it's
got,
gone.
And they
it's got
brought
that hard
back,
chew to it initially and everything. Yes.
The baseball card gum. You know,
Yeah.
they started bringing those back now.
That shit was horrible.
I'm seeing-
Don't get an old pack
No.
of baseball because
Yep.
you're eating fucking
You got kids going
crackers.
like saying, "Oh, this is pretty cool. You know, this is new." And I'm like looking at I looked at my kids and I had to correct them. I was like, "No, that was around when I was coming up as kids and your grandparents were coming up as kids. So technically, you know, it's made its way around and it just
That reminds me. I got a bunch of baseball cards. I need to get those shits appraised because
Oh
I got
yeah,
some
you were
shits-
talking about that the last show with
Was
that one gentleman that came. What's his name?
Jared being social.
Well, when I
Well,
drink,
I mean, when we-
when I
when
drink,
we're-
I'm a little social.
I mean, we're actually,
you're like, yeah,
we're actually
motherfucker.
pretty,
Yeah.
That's what he says.
we do talk about a lot of stuff before, we start before he starts the show and
we
everything.
call it the green room. The green room.
The green.
Which was actually kind of surprising that I went ahead and just jumped in with you guys because I've been with you guys since December.
So,
we welcome everybody. It's an open mic for a reason. We
So
welcome
I
everybody.
guess since we're on that topic, I know that obviously Jared's been doing his comedy for a while, and it's kind of recently.
And I can't
with
wait to go back to Austin.
I know the jokes in the bag is a big thing, but
It was
I
fun.
also saw that you have again recently kind of made your way into it. What were you just like, hey, I just want to fucking try it, or is it
I guess what it was is that it's before the jokes out of the bag came up. I because this is the way how Jared made it, and there was certain things I would talk about, and Paul's like, "Why don't you just get up there one day? You look at the shit you're saying now." And then now it's to the point where Paul's like, "Oh my God!" He says, "Who are you?" Because
get in the car,
because I mean,
starters out,
especially
like-
with the 10 weeks that he was gone in Arkansas for the police academy.
Welcome
and,
back, sir.
it-
Well, welcome back.
And him coming back, and he's like sitting there, and he goes, and then we go home, and he goes, "Holy crap!" He says, "I didn't realize you were that. What? Like what? What happened?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, I'm being coached by Jared. I'm being
Okay.
in a good way." In a good way, because there's some things that just do happen
Don't
to
give
pop
him
out,
credit.
I will say this though, because there are some people who cannot take constructive criticism,
All right.
and Jared
Let's keep it
Jared
cool.
does it in a very good way.
I think some people get offended. Not
Yeah.
to cut you off.
No,
some
go
people
ahead.
get offended
I'm offended.
by, again, constructive criticism. It's just something that I observed or I observe when I'm watching something and then going to different places and seeing how other people do it. It was like, look, I'm telling you, if I can't understand because you're going super fucking fast, the rest of the audience can't understand.
Exactly.
And then you expect you're getting upset because you think you're doing bad. Your shit might be awesome.
You just
They didn't hear what you said. They didn't understand what you said because you said it so fucking fast. So you got
work on it better.
That's what comedy is, a majority timing. Like you say the setup. You kind of give them a little time to absorb the setup. And this is just structured. Not everybody's the same. And I feel like I'm talking like Trump right now.
With your
Everybody's
hands.
the same. But
My ear is still here.
like, matter of fact, here's a perfect example. The week you weren't there, not this week, the week before, a young lady came down from New York.
I saw the picture.
Kat Grizzle is her name. I want to give her proper respect. Funny. And she gave me a good tip on my WNBA joke.
Oh, okay.
And I used it this past week. Bro, it murdered. And I was like, it's just like sometimes you just have to be willing to kind of take somebody else's opinion in. And like I murdered that shit or that piece murdered in front of people who've heard the joke before and people who've never heard the joke before. Yep. So it's like you gotta kind of be willing to take some. Yeah, it's just and nobody's and y'all know me.
Yeah.
Because y'all know me like personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of people in the comedy community who are a lot of time. I mean, yeah, I'm out for myself. I want to be successful as a comic. But I think what happens is people think that I'm trying to sabotage them. Like, no, I'm just giving you like what I'm observing, and I would hope that you would do the same to me. And I never get that same thing back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying y'all haven't done. I mean, y'all do personally, but like you, Bobby B, Kat, Ryan, who started to come out.
Yeah.
So like I always wanted, when I first started doing this, RJ remembers when I first started doing that at that place, all I wanted to do was like foster a good place for comedians to come and work on shit. And that's all I've ever wanted to do. I'm not saying that fucking Shooters is ever going to be like this fucking big famous
Comedy
bar.
Yeah.
But it's where we go to work our shit out. So when we go somewhere else, we're fucking popping. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel with the idea of constructive criticism at the end of the day is we're all adults, right?
Yeah.
You are gonna have to in order to grow. Sometimes
In anything.
we're not always right. Like I'm not always right. You know, Paul is always correct. By the way.
No.
Yes, he is. Don't lie to me. But it's okay. No, but in all seriousness, in order for you to take your craft and move it to another stratosphere, you are going to have to quote unquote lose sometimes in order to get. It's like, all right, what did I do
There's
wrong?
a lot of losing in comedy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
It's
that
like,
right
what did
now.
I do wrong? How can I make it better? And again, at the end of the day, persistence and determination, no matter what you apply it to, I think is going to be your ultimate factor in being successful or not. I mean, you can apply that to literally fucking anything.
It's
like
kind of
literally
like,
anything.
that's kind of like what, with the whole jokes out of the bag thing, for what I'm seeing, what Jared is explaining to everybody, don't just think too much into it. It's what comes to mind. It's not just like, oh, well, like when I picked out Milky Way and I mentioned, you want the Milky Way, get yourself a black man.
Yeah.
Just get yourself a black man, or
I was just thinking about
or
it. Man, I
when
should get me a black man.
Maybe I should. maybe
you want to taste the Milky Way, get yourself a black man.
Maybe that's what I'm missing in my life.
the creamy,
black
but
man.
the creamy stuff.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I realized.
I mean, I got a good one when it comes to not feeding or molesting the gators. Because that's a Florida thing apparently. Yeah, they do. There is a sign that says "Do not feed or molest the gators."
So it's in one sign. It's not two signs.
No,
No,
it's
there's
in one
multiple
sign.
signs. Well, I mean, there's
so-
signs around.
Yeah.
in
So-
Florida.
But there is a sign that will have both on it.
Yeah.
Where do we live? Like what is?
That's Florida,
I mean,
bro.
hey,
You gotta
it's Florida.
travel. You gotta go somewhere.
I've been to Florida. It was weird. I saw DMX.
You went
at a
to
carnival.
Miami. That's not actually Florida.
Yeah, that's not.
Well, I almost got killed by a weird man in a truck. All right.
Okay, you can't go after it. Were you looking for the candy?
No. So here, before we go, obviously, I went to Florida. The only time I've been to Florida was my senior year in high school. We went down there.
I did too.
My buddy's Astrovan, the one that I never wanted to get in because they wanted me to do drugs.
Oh,
And they were like, hey, RJ, come. We have drugs. We're going to Florida. So
Oh, my God.
So I got in the van, right? And we drive 20 hours
The
down to
exact
Florida.
thing they tell you not to do is get in the van.
Well,
Exactly.
you know what? I think it did good for me.
Sure it didn't. Keep going. Please hurry up because I have to pee.
So we drive down to Florida. Our first night there, we're walking around the neighborhood because we're staying at a friend's house who lives down there. And this old creepy, like literally the creepiest motherfucker you could think of. The guy that has his eye half closed, the one that's like this big, is probably made of glass and shit. Where are y'all from? And I was like, oh, Virginia. And everybody's like, no, RJ, you don't tell them that because he's going to kill us. That's basically what they were telling me. And he was like, yeah, I'll be right back. And he drove off. And it was like some old shitty Chevy pickup truck. And I'm like, oh, my God, we're going to die. I didn't realize it. I was just being friendly, dude. Yeah.
I've heard this story.
Yeah. No, so I was like, oh, my God, we're going to die. He was like, are you from the other side of the tracks? And I was like, not at all. We're from Virginia. I said it twice. And then as he drove off, I realized that we had to run, and we did. And
Wow.
Yeah. No, dude, I don't know who dude, there are some weird fucking people in Florida.
There
Put it that way. So there was a
They're making an entire video game about it.
dude.
Oh,
there's
good
I
God.
can't
GTA
wait.
5,
GTA 6,
Oh.
Grand Theft
Oh.
Auto, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
man. And so there was a brick on the ground, it was like literally right there in the grass. And so my buddy picked up a brick and he was like, "Yo, if he comes back, I'm gonna throw it at him." The guy didn't come back, but we had a brick, so we were ready.
Mm-hmm.
And if you carry bricks, folks, carry them well because
First of all, no, don't do all that.
No.
First, tell this man that brick wouldn't have done shit for them.
That brick wouldn't have done shit for you.
You know what, Paul? I believe Paul more than Jared because I like Paul. Jared.
He would have come back with something that travels faster than that brick.
Well, you know what? We didn't know that at the time. We didn't think that at the time. I didn't pick up the brick. It
You were
was
dummies.
my
You're a bunch of dumb fucks.
Well, we're not dead. Currently.
You're still here.
Yeah, but
But you are.
Gay.
Very much so. So thank you for tuning into the 246th episode of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast.
Great Scott!
With Jared, Lee, and RJ. Paul, Christina, thank you for coming over. You guys are coming over again. Okay,
Yes.
This is how this works. Because there are many things I need to discuss with Paul.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Not in your tailpipe.
We never got to tell any sea stories.
So, I was so happy Jared told me you guys were coming over because I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, because I could talk to you for like 10 hours.
You've been trying to get him on your podcast for a while now.
Yeah, no. Well, we try to have anybody come over. It's always fun. We encourage anybody who would like to or even thinks about it. Come on over. It's not as scary as people make it say or think that it is. But I know Paul.
I gotta pee, bro.
Okay, so Jared's got to pee. Paul, I love you, sir. Thank you for coming over. I really appreciate you.
And we'll promise we'll get a better chair next time.
Yeah. Well, he sat in that chair. We're going to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, and we're going to talk about Tombstone.
So you mean one of the greatest games of all
Oh,
time?
Yeah,
and he actually, I actually found him the autograph of every single one of the actors from Tombstone, and the guy sold it to me for $200, and I found out that the signatures were real, and this kid didn't know who these people were. He had to have been around our age, and I'm looking like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, because
Turns
he's not
out that
Paul.
he could have sold it to me for about, a couple thousand, but he only sold it for me $200, and I gave it to Paul. And Paul
That's
was
all
like,
right.
yes.
I
Because
ain't
you
falling
just
for no banana in my tailpipe.
So it's welcome home, sir. First and foremost, I'm so happy you're here. Yeah, you have no idea. And Christina,
Jesus
thank you for
Christ,
coming
if you
over.
don't fucking
problem.
Jared's got to pee, and we will see you guys next week at our regularly scheduled time. All right.
Yeah, when RJ figures out how to use a calendar.
I have a calendar. I swear.
Peace
All right,
out.
Peace.
Oh,
Thank
shit.
God that's over with.
Well,
So
you're
hard,
talking
you won't
shit
see
to the
nothing.
loud.
Ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist